Okay ra. Mga
There you
dagan mi
go.
gud bulag yun. We started this blog during the pandemic, in the beginning.
So bago lang siya.
Unya, we talk about all the issues.
Alright.
Diba? Let me send you the link here. How's my audio? Is it okay?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. No problem.
Kay nine times ba mura kong chipmunks kay uy, it's weird kanang ang connection with just
Okay, man.
okay siya.
Dili ka chipmunk. Dili.
Okay.
Nagsaka ra gid akong tuhod kay komportable.
Klaro lang. Let me send ako link sa imo para you can share to your
Yeah, I'll share it later. Okay.
Here. Check out your private chat. That's the link of our streaming right now.
Okay. So, unsaan man ako? Open a new tab?
I-copy paste lang nimo na unya i-share nimo sa imong page.
Later. I'll do this later. Yeah.
Okay.
So, unsaan
Okay.
man so X. Okay.
You don't want your followers to watch you right now live?
Okay. So, unsaan man I'll bako kibaw mo gud aning gud.
Copy paste and then go to your Facebook page and share it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, doing it now. All right. So here, paste. There you go.
Diba?
Yes. Watch us. Huwag nawala ko. Sorry. Post na rin, besh. O, to na. Sige. So, balik na ko dito. Okay.
Yes. Oh, diba? You're learning something new every day.
Yes, I do. Thank you. Sus, Ginoo ko.
Okay, so just tell me if you can hear and setting up also the background music for it.
Okay.
Asa naman to, ha? Just tell me if you hear it. Okay. Wala man. Let me know if you hear this.
Wala pa.
Kadungog ka to?
Wala.
Wala?
Wala.
Hala. Ano man. Anyway. Palpak. Okay. All right. We'll just do it differently then. Wow. Okay. We're set. Ready na
Okay.
gyud.
Okay.
Let's do this. Sus, malingaw imong mga followers ani ba?
Ha?
Malingaw. All right, here we go. Welcome to Istoryang Futbolero. My name's Ron Poblete. And my special guest for tonight, our Friday edition of Istoryang Futbolero, is with Miss Jam Magno. Mayong gabi, Day. Okay, welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. We really made it a point to have you on the program kasi, we've been hearing things about you, really good things about you. As a matter of fact, one of the futboleros, John D. Bora, wants to say hi to you. Do you know him?
Oh my gosh, yes.
John D? Oh.
Okay, so he's a part of this too. Okay, I
Yes, you
have not
do.
seen him in years, but um, uh, he was a professor in UANP, so I graduated from there. Yes,
Ah,
I was a
okay, that's
student of
why.
his wife. I was never his student, but of course I know Sir John D.
Wow, small world, ah.
Yes, very small world.
Yeah, kasi I posted on our Viber group, sabi ko, oh, si Miss Jam Magno is guesting on Istoryang Futbolero. And then he replied back, he said,
Wow,
oh, send my regards to Jam. Yun,
rebound! Oh my gosh!
di ba? About you
Okay,
guesting on the show ba?
yeah,
You know Buboy? Buboy Balange?
I have no. I don't think we met.
Ayun, teka, let me send him a link so that he can
Okay,
join us kay
all right.
sabi niya, ang message niya, if Jam Magno will guest on your program, I want to take part.
Oh, sure. Of
So I'm
course,
sending
it's
him the
nice
link so
to
you
meet
can,
new people all the time.
oh, di ba?
Yeah.
Sikat na gid ay kaday.
Who delete Jordan? It doesn't it doesn't change a person. Ako at least for me, dili man good. I mean, I grew up na people knew of our family, so dili siya bago sa ako. It's maybe the scale is
Hmm,
bigger, and because
yeah.
I had a career also in TV and radio, so I'm used to having people recognize me or know me. But at this scale, it doesn't. I just know who I am, and I'm comfortable with who I am, and I'm very open to whoever wants to get to know me, or my readers, or my BBs, my supporters. I always tell them the truth, and as it is nga, dahil jud ko artista ha, don't expect things from me. Dili jud simple, ra gyud kay ko kinabuhi.
Sige kung katawa sa mga videos ni mo ba. I saw one of your videos and I thought, man, this girl knows her stuff, and only to find out that your mentor, I used to work with your mentor before in
Yes.
radio. Diba? Si George
Mm-mm.
Book.
Yes.
So, yeah,
I
what a
have to make
pleasant
him proud.
surprise.
Na-pressure ko.
Tapos he has so many good things to say about you. Sabi niya na ano daw, makigid
Ay, kiligon
yeah,
na
you
sa
should.
taoy. I miss Sir George. I have to visit him sa Davao pohon.
Yeah, so you're from Butuan City, di ba, Jam?
Yes, I was born in Cebu City. Kay that's where my father is from, the Magnos. And then of course, I was raised here. Kay my dad moved here also. So diri na gyud ko nagdako. I'm from Butuan City. So
Mm,
from 1988 up to 2005, I was here in Butuan. And then I
so,
moved to Manila for college, which is University of Asia in the Pacific. So
mm,
I stayed in UAP for about 6 years. And then after that, I worked in
ah,
Manila. And then I just came home in 2015 to open a business. So that's practically how, yeah.
because it's funny, si George Book kasi, you came highly recommended by him. Sabi niya, oh, you should get her.
Oh,
Sabi ko, asa man, diri sa Manila? I-hire si
I,
Jam, diri sa Manila. And then and then
Hoy,
he said,
sigba ko!
and, and then he said, no, 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 I don't think she wants to go back to Manila anymore.
No, I said I was open to it, but I don't. I have to. I can be in Manila, no problem, but I have to be allowed to go home at least like twice a month lang. Like because I
Mm.
have a business here, I don't wanna. I don't wanna let go of my business here,
Ah,
and
okay.
of course my public service work. I cannot leave my projects here. Also, I also wanna really just because this is my home, and if ever I was gonna move, I dreamt good if I could move to Dumaguete. That was my initial plan before this whole
Mm,
thing, to move to
right.
Dumaguete with my son because I want him to go to Siliman. So
Mm.
yeah, so it's a something I want to live by the beach. So it was an option. And
I
then
found
yun, I met Sir George in 2016 when I was discovered to do radio and TV.
Max.
So
So you
yeah,
were
so four
discovered.
years.
Grabe, no? It took 4 years for people to recognize who you are.
Hi.
In
I
just
did not think, pray, or hope for this at all. Like, this was just a surprise, Jod. I mean, you've seen me. I did not prepare for any. Karon ako nag-makeup actually. Kay nag-shoot me ganina. And I didn't want
uh,
to erase the makeup. But,
right. Sabi na ako
yes, my
nagpagwapo
first
ka
big.
sa Istoryang Futbolero ba? I thought you
Huh?
I thought you dolled yourself up for Istoryang Futbolero.
No, inan gati ka nga, I had a shoot with my son today and hindi
No,
na lang
I was
ako i-erase ako
I'm just
makeup
kidding.
kaya di po ko ganahan. Ingon ko nga, ay, sus, di ko ganahan nga, ma-feel bad mo nga ako inyong guest, so dapat mag-effort ko gamay.
Ah. So anyway, I
Okay.
found it. What was I? What was I supposed to say kanina? Basta I was when on my way back kasi grabe, it was just horrendous, no? I mean,
Traffic, Friday, manggod, sorry, I
Friday
also forgot.
seems like it's back to normal here in Manila.
Really?
Everybody's
Adto?
out. Like,
Oh
you can see
dear.
all these cars, no? And
Yeah.
the streets that used to be, Fridays is usually bad ang traffic there, diba? And now
And
it's
it's back.
slowly
Patay.
getting to that
I
point
was
where
actually scheduled to go there this month and then I had to cancel. Kaya murag, di jud na ko kaya. The risk was just too high. So
right.
I'll just have to reschedule. Yeah.
So let me just acknowledge some of your followers who are
Oh,
who are actually, you can see. I don't know if you see the messages here,
I can't.
but
I'm just really. I can't see Facebook, so it's just this. I will see
just
it
this.
later. Yeah.
Just dagan kayo sila si
Wow.
Home, Santos, Alvin, Buds,
Hi.
Merafe,
Hi.
Sharon, AJ. We have Vibram, Oliver, Casper.
Oh my God,
So
that's a
many
lot of
people, right?
people.
Shalimar, L, Leia, Arziel, Rante. Oh
Daghan
gosh.
kita viewers. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
thank you
dagan kayo
guys. Thank you.
Julius, si Jose, si Joanna, si Noor,
Daghan na, uy.
Kathy, Ruby, John, and Michael. Guys, I can't read all your names. Okay,
Ah,
this is
don't read it na lang.
unprecedented.
Let's just start with our chica so that we cover
Yeah.
a lot of things.
So first of all, you became no, kumbaga, apart from getting the attention from getting all this attention from the supporters of the president kasi daghan kay tag supporters, no, CPRRD, and they found it they found your videos very worthwhile, and they were very happy that somebody like you was very vocal
Yeah.
about it, diba? So it's
Somebody has to be.
it's just, yeah, somebody has to be. And people, you sort of like hit the mark there when you said all these things about the left, uh, this thing that they've been doing for the past 50 years, the charade
Yeah.
na, diba,
Yes. All of it.
pretending to be legal, not legal. They're
Yes.
so
Well, I was never raised to think that they were good people to begin with. Like, I have been open that I've known of the NPAs literally from when I was born because I think a few months after I was born, the threats started to come. So there
oh,
were
okay.
threats of kidnapping, there were threats of being attacked at home because, my grandparents are wealthy business people. They built their business out of nothing here in Butuan
Mm.
City, and they really started from scratch. And when I was born, I became, because I was born in 1988, so I became the lucky charm,
Oh.
kumbaga,
Mm.
of my family. So that was like the boom in the business. And then, my grandfather named, like all of the, hi!
Boy, yeah. Boy, na kayo siya. Boy, I think there's sound coming from your kind of microphone.
Meron?
Yeah,
Teka lang, wait lang. Labas ako
probably,
ulit.
Okay.
yeah, probably the fan.
Nagi ko sa tunga, mo, yun ni dapat.
Siyempre, ikaw star attraction diri. Uh, gawas kita pagka Bisaya, pag na kayo makastorya na from ano ba. No,
Sorry, sorry.
you know what? I can't imagine you coming back to Manila, or if not, working for, let's say, the Presidential Communications Office and doing radio
I
for the
will have
government.
to,
So,
if that happens, then magsige na jud ko guest, magkita jud ta, magsamok-samok jud ko ninyo.
so you have this experience with the NPA Guild. I mean, first-hand experience.
Yes.
That's why.
Okay. So just a little background, Hake, just in case people didn't know this. So, I'm from Butuan City. So, mo lagi na, my grandparents are, business people, and of course, the NPAs at that time very prevalent, 1980s, late 80s. So they would always come to our stores, they would ask for rice, they would ask for bread. And then because we sold groceries, kasi supermarkets, we had a chain of stores. But my grandparents, manggod, they would never support. They were, because aside nga, my grandparents are Catholic, they really were super against supporting the NPAs. Because they knew what was going on. But at the same time, my grandparents were, I don't know, they were very open to just letting people in. So there was a time, so yun nga, so I had Tourette's, no? And then I get the letters, I believe, are still with my Lola to this day. I think it's in her vault. So I'll ask her probably tomorrow. So second, when I was, I think, 3 years old or 4 years old, I had a yaya that was literally an NPA leader.
Wow.
Na I
Okay.
did not realize that it was possible, or that kasi syempre, I'm 3, and it was the earliest memory that I had. And what I will never forget was sinundo siya ng tangke de guerra at that time sa bahay. And that was the first, that was my earliest memory, that a tangke de guerra would come to our house, General Abadia, knocked on the gate, because we have a very, very high gate from the house that I grew up in. And I mean, I'm used to seeing him. He's my uncle. He's the uncle of my dad. And then he was asking me, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, I mean, for a 3 or 4, I think I was 4 years old. For me to be asked, I'm okay. I'm like, yeah, of course. Hi, tito. Tapos nagbano pa ako. And he's like, "Where's your yaya?" And I'm like, "She went to get milk." Because I think I was supposed to drink milk. And then the last thing we saw of her chinelas, kay niambak siya. She literally jumped from the gate.
She's
and
crazy.
Yes. And we found out when we saw her pictures from the files of the AFP, she was actually an NPA leader that have been we harbored her, that we didn't, because my grandparents, again, they were willing to help anybody. If you needed a job and you seemed like a good person, you get a job. My grandparents are like that. They're very accepting people. They really, they really run their business, like a family. So yeah, she was hired, and it was crazy. She was with us, I think, for about 6 months before that incident. So the plan yun was to really kidnap me. The plan yun, what we found out was kidnapon jud ko niya. Kay she was with me everywhere, man. We would go to the store or whatever. So I think the plan was, on the way to the store from our house, murag lusubon ang sakyanan, unya kidnapon ko. So that was the initial plan. So that incident, after that incident, my dad really, really decided to open us up to the idea of practical shooting, to defend ourselves. So that was why I learned how to shoot at a very young age, because my dad at the time was taught by General Magalong, who's now the mayor of Baguio City. So he was here in Butuan. He was assigned here, I think, in Bangkasi. I don't really know the story, but that's how they met. And Tito Archie Gamboa, who used to be the former chief PNP. So that's how my dad really got into practical shooting. He became a champion, but he was taught by General Magalong. And I first went to the range at 4 years old. I will never forget that. I first held a gun at 4 years old. Because my dad, kasi I'm the ate, and my brother at that time was just a year old, and my dad would always say na, you need to protect the family. You need to, hello, Shara. Ngano, Shara. Unsa na,
Cheers!
Ay, kadali lang, ngay ako. Girl, kuwain ako, grid horse mo. Ako ganahin, ikaw ra. Ngay ako, anak, time pa.
Yeah. Yan ang Bisaya girl. Red horse, kagad ang lapag.
Isa. Margo ako ganahin, hagit ko, mag-inom ta.
Oh, patay.
Yari.
Yari,
Hindi ko
akala
ganahan,
ko.
ani. Ayoko yung hinahamon ako eh. Friday na Friday.
Friday kasi, syempre.
Friday night.
Si Ron walang iniinom eh.
Ikaw rin ay ha, bantay ka.
Ron, wala kang iniinom.
Pa ko.
Bago lang dating eh. Medyo nag-relax pa ako, pero wala rin. Yan, sige.
Cheers! Cheers, Jam! Nakatapos lang kasi ako mag-smoke eh.
I like this group. I think I might move to Manila for this group.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I like this group.
Well, we just basically started the blog, So you're feel
Same
free
with
to.
me. I downloaded TikTok because of the quarantine. Basically. As
Well,
in.
Jam, you can join Istoryang Futbolero anytime. So
I
you
know.
feel free to
Sige.
come in and to join us every
Sige.
week.
I like that.
Diba? That should be fun to have
Yes,
you.
yes.
Also, Ron, anong
Randomly.
topic?
Let's
Ano
surprise
pinag-usapan?
people.
Boy, we're talking about the NPA. Yung,
Yes.
Aha.
So, yun, when she was captured and I learned how to shoot, and that was really just the whole thing. So I first fired a gun. I think I was a little bit before 6 years old or 5.
mm,
And then my dad just brought us, and he would always teach us to really know how, especially me. So my
right.
dad did not raise me to be fragile. He never raised me na alam mo yun, like like the typical dad daughter. No, my dad wasn't like that to me. So he raised me differently. So street fighting, kanang sinumbagay gyud, kanang sumbag sa lihok, sumbag sa ilong, kanang sipak sa tuhod, that was my thing. And yeah, I have to be
I mean,
honest with you.
what
So that was
type
my
of
dad.
pain? What kind of pain do you inflict on your ex-boyfriends? I can
I
imagine.
know, walang ganon.
Wala
No, my
ganon.
dad took my gun away when I first had a boyfriend. He took it away because he knew. Because he taught me where to shoot at me if he ever cheated on me. Like that was one of the things my dad said. He taught me manggod nga, okay, when you feel threatened, if we are attacked, itudloan di ko sa kong dad. So if we are attacked, what you have to do, you have to aim for the knee. You have to shoot the kneecaps. So ganyan. And then they will
Paglumpo.
never,
Lulumpuhin mo muna.
like they would never suspect you because you're a tiny girl, you're a girl. Ganon kasi yung thinking talaga. My dad was like that. Okay, this is our game plan. This is where you hide. This is where ganyan. And then this is where you put your siblings. And this is where I'll be. So if they kill me, ganyan na talaga yung thinking. So it was a very straightforward at a very young age. I knew exactly talaga how to inflict pain when I was being threatened. So when I started to have a boyfriend, my first boyfriend after college naman good, he took the gun away. And he's like, you're not carrying a gun anymore. You're keeping it, I'm keeping it here at
Smart.
home in Butuan.
Smart dad.
Pero,
Yeah.
the thing is, I owned 3 knives. So sabi ko, Dad, it's really, moot point. Pero,
Yeah.
Boy.
luckily naman, I never hurt them naman. I think one. Pero,
Don't be deceived by
Buhay pa
the
ba? Buhay pa.
innocent
Buhay pa
face.
naman.
The whole thing, the whole kay ay murag, we're just
naman.
seeing the tip of the iceberg here. Ay boy,
Buhay pa ba? Buhay pa.
boy, question, are you
Yeah.
using a fan by any chance or electric fan?
Oo. Yeah, meron.
I think that's creating that noise. That parang
Actually, yeah, I was actually physically hurt by my first boyfriend, but I never fought back. Kasi super marupok sa na pagkatao. I was super in love with him, and then I felt yung mga
oh my
ganon,
gosh.
that abusive, and we broke up. It was really a bad breakup, and that was like the longest relationship I ever had. And then yun, and then after that, parang I just recovered, and then it was just,
Wow,
and I
okay,
almost got married.
wait a minute. You kind of missed a very important point there in that relationship. So he was physical? He physically abused
Yes,
you?
towards the end, hindi naman niya sinasadya, but it was more of like because my parents didn't like him a lot. So parang he would just parang random lang na he would, ang pinakagrabe was the sakal. And then after the sakal, I was like, I'm gonna turn you into a wallet. And then I was like, I will need that gun back, Dad. And then yun na. So
But wait a
sabi ko,
second.
Grabe naman yun.
Did your dad ever find out about this?
My parents are very colorful people. They didn't find out about the abuse, I think. Or no, actually they did, but very kasi sila non-combative. non-confrontational. So, on the other hand naman, I knew best na it was just time to break up. So, yun. And then, I've only had 3 boyfriends kasi na talagang, so, him,
Serious.
and then, yeah, serious. Kasi hindi naman tayo ganun kaganda. Ngayon pa ako maganda, ngayon pa ako lang jowa. Kaloka. Street planning a life, queen? Karon pa ko na yung ani ka gwapa. Hindi na ko pwede
Ay,
magjowa.
sa di ay ni, nag-transform di ay kaday, mura kag swan ba?
Joy! Nag-transform jud ko. Oh my God. My before and after pictures jud. Oh my God. From Lapalapa to Batang. Oh my God. I tell you. Oh! Zombie
Uh,
folds.
So Jam, are you ready for the opposition's kumbaga attack on you? Kay syempre you're gaining so much attention and then people are
Oh,
paying
they
attention to
attacked
what.
me tonight.
So,
Actually, their best
Si
bet
Francis.
attacked me. Si Baraan ba?
Si
oh,
Francis.
Ah,
ay,
so he gave
so
me
ingon niya.
airtime today.
Oh yeah.
And then I answered him, "Where is your drug addict father? Why are you giving me attention?"
That
Diba?
baraan guy,
And then,
he sees na.
so he's actually insulting the both of you because you support me. So you're bobo. So this show is bobo. Kaloka kabaraan. No wonder nobody
Wala
likes
naman
you.
yan. Diyos ko, wala namang relevance si Baraan. Walang
Oh, wala
relevance.
naman nakikinig dyan eh. Ano lang, wala lang yung mga
That's why
DDS
I
kasi.
felt sad. Maybe he was using me so that people will pay him again because nobody thinks he's relevant anymore. So now,
Oo, wala na.
Ganito kasi yan, Jam.
oh,
This
Charity,
is
sure. I'll give you 5 minutes. And then, yeah, you can be relevant for today until tomorrow. And then I hope they pay you enough.
you know, Jam, ganito kasi yan. This is how it works though for them. They look for kumbaga, the easy picking sa DDS. Small bloggers are gaining attention and then they'll throw pot shots at you. Para in the hopes that they will get the attention too. And guys like Baraan, who gives a flying F about him, diba?
Actually, this whole thing started because of my haters. So that's why I always say thank you to the haters because if it wasn't for you attacking me, nobody would know this. So
True.
actually, thank you to the haters because that's basically, it backfired on them because they think that they can shut me up. They think their insults. Oh my God, so that's it? Kaya nga sabi ko, so I know of him and then he came out with a tweet and I'm like, you're supposed to be the best thing in the other side and that's what you come up with? Seryoso, besh. I mean, that's it? You're gonna make fun of my accent. But the truth is, I would have traveled to more countries than you. So don't make fun of me. Don't pick a fight with me. I'm the new sweetheart. So don't.
You know what it is, Jam? They look at you, they see this face, this new, sino ba to? And then very outspoken, and then they know, and they find out, oh, from Butuan, ay, probinsya. Kabalo ka sa mga taga Manila, di ba? Immediately, they will throw shade. Okay.
They did. And I was like, honey, don't throw shade at me if you live in very small apartments that is as big as my former bathroom. So please, don't. Oh my God, you don't know what wealthy in Mindanao means, baby. Don't go there.
I remember, Jam, I went to, after I left Davao, after I graduated high school. So, ang kabalo ka, Ateneo de Davao kasi, after you graduate high school, you always we pick the schools in Manila kasi syempre we're thinking, okay, all the best schools are in Manila, so we should go there.
True.
So some of your batchmates will go to Ateneo de Manila, to LaSalle, to UP, and that's exactly what happened to us. So I ended up going to LaSalle, and I remember one time, there's this guy, I forget his name because he's not worth remembering. He goes up to us and then he goes, so, where are you guys from? In English.
Where are you guys from?
Yeah, well, originally from Davao. Davao? Really? So how did you guys get to Manila? Did you ride a boat or something?
Grabe.
Yeah, boy.
Grabe.
So do you have cows like walking around the street.
Hindi nga, tinanong nga yun? No way.
I had a similar experience
Uh,
for in UANP because
mm,
all the rich kids go there. So
yeah.
what happened to me? There's this week at the start of freshman year where you wear like no ako kasi I was super proud of where literal magod because we had supermarkets, diba? So we had all the freebie. We had freebie shirts, Mankaw Supermarket or Youngstown or Philippine Airlines, yung mga libre. And I was always so comfortable wearing that to school. Like I was super comfortable wearing that to school, and then I had a classmate, and she was like, "Oh, cool. So so you wear stores on your shirt? Like what is that, like a market or like that in your city? Ganyan siya, ganyan. In your city, so like ako kalma pag Bisaya. Yeah, I'm wearing it because we own it. Because we own
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So
And our problem is, so parang, oh, you own it, ganyan, ganyan. So like what? It's a market, ganyan, ganyan. Sabi ko, yeah, but I think I think it's 4 hectares. And since our house is 1 hectare, how big is your house?
Yung
How
house yung
big
1
is
hectare, hindi yung lot.
apartment?
uh,
Okay. O,
so
ano na dayon? Animalon ka ha? Pisti ka ha?
I guess Jam, nothing has changed talaga, no. I mean, grabe. I mean, nalang gyapon mga taga Manila, or there are some people from Manila
It's
talaga who
sad. It's
down.
actually very sad. We need to stop, raising Manilenia children to be this ignorant. We need to stop. Because you
It's
know
true.
what? Your ignorance is going to be the downfall of your entire existence. Like
Right.
they were attacking me, na Manila hates me and whatever, blah blah blah. And here I go, having all these lovely people messaging me from Quezon City, BGC, just for Lord, Paranaque, Pasay. And I'm like, oh, so the 3% is just 1%. Because
Yes, that's
like
so
when I
true.
told them like, oh, I
That's
might
true.
visit, and they're like, oh, we're gonna go. And I'm like, huh? So people in Manila like me? And they're like, yes, of course we like you. So yeah, it's just that mga kulang sa pansin ba? Kuwag bakuna. Ana, oo. Luoy.
I think
Luoy ba yan?
it comes from the desperation. I think it's eating them up, knowing
I
that
also
something like
don't understand what's up with them and this, egocentrism on Manila. Like, I don't get it. And I don't get why they hate that Mindanaoans or Visayas or the Visayas is fighting back. And it's just a discrimination. It's just the
Yeah.
way that they view us to be, to be a notch lower than them. And I'm like, honey, no, we are more
uh
well-traveled. We are more well-read, well-bred, and our wealth is, please, mahalon ng inyong mga gamit sa Manila, pero mas dato mi diri sa Mindanao. Don't me, Betty. Like,
That's
yeah,
true.
are you?
yeah. I mean, I get what you mean. I mean, so many people from well, I can speak for Davao. No, there's so many people from Davao who went to Manila, but if you compare them from the typical Manileño back in the day, they're more exposed to the
That's
Philippines.
good.
And well, siguro ngayon, more Manileños are going out, going to the beaches, going to the different provinces and checking out the Philippines, and they're more well-rounded now. I know some Manileños who are in Siargao, living there. Who's
Exactly. And they're coming to Mindanao. So, diba? That's the whole point. They're
yeah,
not choosing their own, areas. They're coming to us. They're
correct.
flying. They're moving to Davao. They're moving to Cebu. They're moving to Siargao. They're coming to Caraga. I mean, so
You know,
diba? I
Jam.
mean, I have such high respect for Manileños. I have no issue with them whatsoever. And I never say na, oh, Visayas are better. That's not how I am. I just don't like that they would step on me just
Mm,
because, okay, I have to clarify this, no? I don't want to be called DDS. Not because I don't like the word. It's just that I feel that it's not right to call me that. Because number one, I'm not a killer. No. Number two,
Yeah.
I did not vote at the last elections. I was very honest about that. And my bet was Miriam Santiago and not
Mm,
PRRD.
mm.
No, I was very vocal about that. That's why I say na, oh, you're DDS. And I'm like, honey, I'm just pro-Philippines. Our president
Yun.
is PRRD. And it just so happens that he is actually working. He is
Mm,
less talk, although more balikas, but all work.
mm,
'Diba? And
mm,
that's what we need. That's what we need. And that's what I always advocate to everybody na ano ba ang kinapuputok ng butchi ninyo, Beshi Web? Na I'm
Yeah.
pro-Philippines. And I don't like lang na, okay, for example, they were like, oh, you're pro-Philippines, but you hit on Lenny. Okay, I made a comment on Lenny. And then I said, well, first of all, I'm not gonna comment on President Duterte because he's been consistent. Diba? He's been consistent making jokes about women, how it
mm.
is. He's been consistent about his putang inas. He's been consistent about that. But si Lenny Pod, on the other side, has been very consistent about being super unsupportive of this government. Like, hello, baby, asa di ay kabesh? Like, are you, are you serious, number two? How are you? What are
Right.
you? So that's why, and I'm like, and besides, when I'm critical about President Duterte, I don't post about it. I work on it.
Mm,
Meaning, so he had a project on gangsterism. I will just raise this as an example, huh? So he had a lockdown plan on gangsters, a crackdown plan. And of course, ang iya man yun is, to really full force with the police and everything, ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. And I did not agree. I did not agree with it. So what I did, I worked with the police here in Butuan City and we changed the program. We created a program na imbis na kulatahon sila, tagaan sila force, gubuton sila, I did the lambing side.
mm.
I went to them, yes, and I said, I will bring kaon and kalinaw. You know, I talked to them, I got to know them, and that was what I did. And see, the gangsterism and the crime rate in regard or with regard to, the gang related crimes really went down with the help of the police
Mm.
coincidentally was my uncle. So that's how I criticize the president. Like, he has programs, but I don't hate him. I don't insult him na inutil or incompetent or no. I do something. So that's how it is. Like, I don't like to complain. Like, same way with COVID. I don't, diba? I mean, para sa ako, Magod, what will we get by complaining? We get
Mhm.
na, ako, I really don't want to complain. Diba? Why would we complain if we can spend the time doing something for other people or finding a solution or creating a solution? This is what I think this is the reason why I'm different, because I come from, a part of society that exists and is the real majority.
Mm.
I mean, I may have grown wealthy. I grown up in a wealthy family, but I left my family to be on my own, to be independent with my son. So
Mm.
that's why maybe I speak like this, because of course I was raised to speak like this. I had to speak well, and it's just about part of my empowerment. So that's what I want people to understand, na parang I'm just really being a Filipina. And this is what a Filipina needs to be doing, or a Filipino needs to be doing. And I really don't like insulting leaders when in fact they need the help. And if you're on the right side of the fence, not only are you beautiful, you become wealthy in good vibes. Diba? Kaya kung magsige kag pangaway sa government, you're
Yeah.
ugly and you're noisy. Diba? I mean,
Well, first of all, Jam, the things that you've been doing for the last 4 years, diba? Always contradicting whatever the president is doing or the administration, always criticizing, and then they sometimes offer solutions, but actually it's just a ruse on their part. Na wala lang good.
not
So
not solutions. Really good. I
you just
really
want to
don't
make
see the
this
sincerity
president
there.
look
I
bad.
don't.
Period. That's it. That's the main purpose of everything that they're doing. And you know what?
Ron.
The underlying problem, Jam, is what we've been talking about before you started talking about what you've been doing in the last few months. Yung underlying problem, Jan, has been going on for decades. Manileños
Yes,
talaga
true.
detest the fact that a guy from Mindanao who's uncouth became president, and they can't take it. And alam mo yon, no matter what reason or rationale you give them, they can't may
They
cognitive
hate the fact that
dissonance.
he spat on their faces, basically.
Yeah, and they can't believe
So
a guy na so for them na so unsophisticated, walang na sobrang raw ay naging presidente.
true.
Kasi nga,
Diba?
And
Ron,
his
kasi nga,
methods
they
and
didn't
his
see,
methods are not the same.
they didn't
You know,
see him coming. Eh.
Yeah, yun na nga boy.
just
Exactly.
like me,
They didn't see
they
him
didn't
coming.
see me
Oh, just like
coming.
Miss Jam. Oh,
Kasi di ba, Ron, I was telling Ron before na, nung election, nung 2016, they thought really the Mar was going to win. Mar was being
True,
backed up by ABS-CBN.
true.
Mar was leading up until this guy withdrew, and then Duterte came in. Who's that guy again na nag-withdraw ng candidacy? Ron?
he's now USEC for Barangay Affairs, si USEC Dino.
Yeah, si Dino. He withdrew. Okay, when nung nag-withdraw siya, andun na, pumasok si Duterte, and then patay na silang lahat. Parang, what the fuck happened, diba? Biglang from nowhere came this hick person,
The
biglang
signatures pa, di ba?
16
They had
million.
a signature campaign pa, di ba?
Yeah,
And
they
then,
had.
Well,
and
they couldn't believe kasi
again,
na
di ba?
they couldn't believe that na he didn't really want to run. Kay out of nowhere ba? Well, first of all, he didn't really want to run. ayaw talaga niya
Ron,
mag-present.
tira mo.
Oh,
Ron, yung LP didn't do the math. Didn't do the math. Look,
True.
when
They
PRRD
didn't.
ran,
They did not.
2/3 was his. 1/3 kay Mar. Hindi pwede yun. Hindi pwede yun.
Hindi,
Tatlo yung,
namati ka man
tatlo yung
because
extra.
Miriam was in the
Yeah.
picture.
yeah, Miriam
Yeah.
was in the picture. Correct.
Yun.
Oh.
And
Tapos,
then,
ang bango-bango pa ni
they
Miriam
did
sa
not
kanya.
like him.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
remember the debate, diba? Yung debate nila sa, was it TV5?
Sa ABS.
ABS ba yun? Yung
ABS
debate
yun.
na chami-chami si si
Nagpapakit silang
Digong,
dalawa sa isa't isa.
si
Yeah,
Miriam.
that was ABS.
Yeah. We were there.
Oh, by the way, Jam, si pala Buboy used to work for ABS-CBN. Just so you know.
I got retrenched.
I have friends, the person, actually, even that, speaking of ABS, they were like, oh, you can't be pro-government and then want to get into the PBB house. And I'm like, huh? Like, wait, what? Like, I love ABS. I am a big Piolo Pascual fan. I tell people that the father of my son is Piolo Pascual to just end the conversation. So, like, what is up with you guys? I have friends. The person that shot the photo shoot this afternoon, we're from ABS. My good friends, I was featured on ABS twice this year for my public service projects here in Butuan City. So I'm like, I got the point that they were shut down. Okay? And I don't have an opinion on it because, again, what will my opinion change? It will not change anything. Even if I die screaming against Duterte about closing, whatever, or creating, negativity on my Facebook, it's not gonna make it reopen. Okay? It's not gonna stop the closure. So what I did instead was I voiced my support to my friends who worked for ABS, telling them na, hey, how can I help you? If you really did lose your job, is there a way? Okay, I can support your business. I can, that's what they need. People need jobs. People need support.
Buboy.
Diba?
Buboy diversified after he left. ABS-CBN. Now he has an online business. Jam, baka you want to order ba sa Butuan?
Hindi pwede. Tinanong ko na. Hindi pwede mag-ship ng baboy.
Baboy na yung negosyo ay?
Jam, kasi alam ko si Jam, you have this ihaw business,
Yes,
diba?
yes, I do.
Oh, ako naman, I have a smokehouse. I smoke my stuff here at home.
Ay,
Yes.
Oh, smoked bacon, smoked wings, smoked ribs, smoked pork belly
gikutom
candies.
na ko, tama na ha. Okay na ta sa beer. Wa ko'y pagkaon diri ha. Ayaw ko. Ha? Klaruhan
Ako
ko.
rin, wala na eh.
Okay, guys.
But
Jam,
anyway, so
wait,
yun.
let me read some of the messages first. Okay,
Eh,
we
Oh,
have
wow. Okay.
so many messages coming in.
Wow,
Paulo
really?
Bolosa, Ma'am Jam, it's time to know Federal Parliamentary Open FDI. I'm a member of Correct Movement that is pushing 3PA, which is Fed Par Open FDIs. Are you familiar with the movement on constitutional reform, Miss Jam?
Actually, I've heard of them. They've been like sending me messages like an errant boyfriend. But honey, like I said, I will read up on it. I'll think about endorsing it.
Yan.
But again, whatever is best for the Philippines, it's really not up to me. This is up to the legislators who passes this cha-cha or whatever charter change that you may need. And again, that's what I say about the Philippines and what I say to Filipinos that listen to me is that if you really want change to happen, you gotta work. It's not just getting the influence, but you need to go out there and get people
Yes.
to care. Like,
Yeah.
I
Ron,
mean, ako kasi, ano na kasi ako,
ituloy na
I'm just
natin.
really like, they wanted me to talk about it, but I feel like I'm not worthy. Like, I don't, like, I'm a single mom. My worries are feeding my child every single day and looking like this so people will hate me more from the other side. So that's just like the current situation. So if I'm going to get into parliamentary or think about cha-cha or whatever, my answer to that is very simple. Whatever is best for the Filipino people must be done. And it must
Right.
be, it is the responsibility of the legislators and not normal people like me. We just follow the law. We just follow it. So I suggest, these people that have advocacies, they need to talk to legislators. They need to talk to the people making the decisions. Write to them, post to them, go see them, send them smoked bacon from your business, boy. And this is what you do. Diba? If you
Yeah.
want things to change, because it's policy making. So don't ask a single mother. I mean, unless skincare yan, let's talk about it. But these are one of the things. These are one of the things that I want people to understand. Now, for the rest of us, we really, lalo na ako, I would never say I'm an expert at something. No. Unless it's skincare and single parenthood. Because that's like two things I know. And good food. Because, I grew up as a restaurateur. But like other than that, I really, and if they send me all these leaflets and ganyan, I'm like, ani,
No, yeah.
ba, pag sure mo, diya ba, uy.
I know
Like,
the people from Correct Movement kasi,
they've been very nice to me. They've been
yeah,
very nice
yeah,
to me. I
yeah.
love it.
They're
Yeah.
very passionate about this
I
this campaign.
know. I really commend them for it though. And that's why
One
I
thing that
say na, guys, I don't want to disappoint you ha. Like, please give me time. Like, please give me time to really learn, to sit
yeah,
down maybe in January. But yun nga yung sinasabi ko. Like, I did not realize the influx of attention I'd be getting. So I have like engagements now. Like, people want to see me, people want to visit, people want to ganyan. So I'm like, okay, so I'm probably gonna read it in between bathroom breaks. I promise.
Kasalanan mo kasi yan, Jam eh.
oh,
Nagtitiktok ka eh. Yan
masyado
yun
ka
eh.
nag-TikTok. Sabi ni ni
I
Ana,
don't earn anything from TikTok. Tigilan nila ako, ha?
sabi mo kay Jam, set up na natin yung YouTube channel niya para naman ma-monetize niya yung attention. Sayang.
I know,
Diba?
Oo nga
I'm
eh, actually.
trying. It's really, this phone I told you, Ron, Baya, that my phone is like, it's been giving me problems, and at least now it likes you because it's still on, and it
Oh,
did not crash. But I've been open about this now. My bread and butter is my business, and my TikTok is my release because I can't talk to my 2-year-old about politics yet. All I tell him is that, Panak, please don't be an NPA because mama's friends will kill you. And number two, your own ninang will bury you
mm,
alive if you become
right.
NPA. Because go. I mean, if you feel like, that's what I always tell him. And that's why, because that's what I said. It starts at home. And I want
Yeah.
to teach my son that Anak, if you want people to listen to you, speak nicely, speak kindly, because he's already very cute. People already are magnetized to him. You know, he's the real star. I'm the one that's viral, but have you seen my child? Ganun kasi eh. Like, you worry about me, or you should be more worried about him. Because he's about to be twice as much as me. So
Twice as
that's what
badass
I'm
as
like,
you, huh?
Anak, yeah, I always tell him, I'm like, Anak, every night, Anak, just grow up to be the kind of activist that changes the world, that influences people to be better people.
Yes.
Just be that, you know?
Yes.
And then I will never...
Being an activist is not just about,
It's
being a
not.
keyboard
I
warrior
follow
or
activists.
complaining all the time about stuff. Diba?
Yes. And you know, I follow activists. I follow Greta Thunberg on climate change. I follow Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. I'm sorry, it's all women, ha. It's not just I don't like men. It's just that women, you know, they just Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez on the Green New Deal and her, you know, fight against poverty in the US and her story. And then Malala Yousafzai and, you know, education for women and girls all over, because that's just but you
This is
don't
the
hear
girl
them
from India, right?
insulting anyone.
Yeah.
You don't hear them insult anyone. Dito kasi sa Pilipinas, just because you're this pa-woke, little cretin, little cockroach, you're already an activist. Hello, no. Like, just because hindi ka naliligo and nagrarally-rally ka sa labas, you're an activist. Oh my God, no. Ew, no. Like, I don't identify with your cause. Like, this is what I'm saying, na, you know, you are smart. You are supposed to be like, you know, these students that want to stop school. And I'm like, honey, you're supposed to be the best of the best in this country. And what you come up with is not going to school so that the president steps down. Bogo!
Kalokohan yun.
Buko.
It's just an excuse to not to go to school.
No, but
Bogo kang dako! Ayaw ka!
taga-UP man unta ka.
Even Ateneo ba yan? Nag-apil-apil po ba yan sila? Mga nilas,
Yeah. Optimista man unta ka. Well, yeah, that's right.
Diba? I mean,
Diyos ko. Ikinahihiya ko ron, taga-UP ako, kinahiya ko sila.
I'm just really glad that because UANP is, you know, I love that my university, I think,
It's
is
very
just
chill.
on a different league.
It's very chill.
Very chill, we wrote a part of the Constitution because we're economic experts kind of chill. So I love it. And we are the experts at branding, and that's what I tell the other side. Now, honey, you need the number of my branding professor because y'all need it. Because what you're doing for your candidate is not working. I'm
They're
telling
nuggets
you
here.
right now, it's
Yung-
not.
Yung conversation natin ngayon, Jam, boy, if you were Dilawa and you're like talagang adamant that the president needs to step down and you've been doing the same shtick for the last 4 years, you should pay attention to this conversation because, first of all, if you're, boy, ito si Buboy, daming kilala dun sa kabilang bakod ng mga
Ay, sus Mariosep.
so-called communicators. Diba? Communicators. But if you are really medyo well-versed, adept ka to, to communication theory and all that, dapat maintindihan mo yung very basic thing. You can't convince people by maligning them. You cannot convince people by getting angry.
Amen.
Diba?
Amen.
You cannot convince people by dissing them, by looking down at the, diba? Parang, first of all, you have to...
It's a prime example. Look, it's a prime example like tonight, diba? They were insulting me that my viewers daw and my listeners are bobo. Oh, there you go, two of you. And then masses daw.
Okay.
And I'm like, Beshi Web, did you forget that you need the masses to win in 2022? Number one. And number two, they understand English. And your English versus my English, yours is bullshit and mine is the truth. So who among the both of us, tas pangit ka pa, so who would they listen to? I mean...
Actually, may mga comments dito, no? Sabi ni... kaayo ni Jover Laurio,
Oh my God.
Uy, kana ba? I have a story about that napahiya. Ako ang napahiya. Okay, ganito. So, di ba
Ah,
her name, what's that, Jover? So,
yeah,
I don't know her. I'm first,
Juver.
promise, swear to God, I don't know her.
Si
So, the
Pinoy ako
first,
vlog.
so babae,
Ay, nako, good for
babae
you.
siya, day.
Ah.
Babae day siya. So, they were commenting, like, Jover, Jover, and I'm like, who that? Like, is he a guy? So, why are you comparing me to a guy? But
You
yeah,
know,
that was ako ha, very innocent yung kay ko. Di anak ko nga, oh, maybe like I can just make pa cute to him na lang na he won't hate on me na kas like maybe I can sell him skincare ganyan kay ngano lagi pud babae ka nya Jover imong ngalan.
sus,
Wait. Tama. Nakita ka na so napanood ka na ni Jover at this point.
I don't
yes,
know, maybe.
probably.
Oh my God.
Alam mo naman yung mga yun. I mean, lahat ng ginagawa ng mga supporters ni Presidente,
Eh,
nakaparating sa silip yung
alam mo
naka,
kasi Ron, naaawa na ako kasi sa kanila eh. Remember yung sinabi I saw this poster na may nag-comment na sana, magsama-sama yung tatlo, si Chrisette, si MJ, at si Jam. Sabi ko, oh my God, wag naman sana. Una-una, kailangan ko ng atsara. Okay. Pangalawa, sino tatapat nila? Si Jover,
Si
sino yung ano yung si Jim tapat niya si Jim sige. Tapos
si ano,
sino mataba na pa
si, si
yung
ano,
matabang pangit
yung ano, cosplay sa isang,
yung cosplay
nag-cosplay
that
siya,
girl.
so what's her name?
O kita mo hindi pa siya
I'm
recallable,
really
di ba?
I
Yun ang
am so
Who
sorry.
wanna
I do not
change?
know
o yung
any
wanna
of
change, you
them.
wanna change.
You wanna change.
You
Yun.
wanna change. Kasi look, to be honest, outside looking in ako nung napanood kita sa isa mga TikTok mo siya, sabi ko, ay putang ina, wala na. Tapos na silang lahat. Wala na,
Tapos,
they're done. They're
tapos,
done. The timing is perfect. 10 months to go till the campaign period and then you came along, patay na. Wala na. Tapos ng boxing. MJ, Chrisette, Mark,
Eto
you,
ha,
Ron,
I will tell
wala na.
you. Eto ha, Miss Crisette, MJ, Sass, Franco Mabanta,
ah,
sino pa ba
Franco's
to?
a good friend. Yeah.
Yes.
Sila,
So
sila, sila
all
RJ,
these
TP.
heavyweights, yes, all these heavyweights, I follow them. Kumbaga, to me, you know, I read them. Yung pagkamaldita ni Miss Crisette, yung pagka-social ni Miss MJ, yung pagka-attitude ni Sass, yung talagang alam mo yun, yung pagka-manilenyo na Inglesero na, alam mo, maiinis ka pero hindi nagmumura kay Franco. Alam mo yung mga ganyan, and I like it. So, ako, honestly, it started with ang ingay-ingay ng mga pangit na plangongak ng pesting ito. It started like that. I swear. I promise. I swear. And then I simply, like, yung nasaan ang Pangulo, I just thought it was the dumbest thing ever. And although I was guilty of this in 2011, apparently, and they dug it up, because at the time, bobo talaga ako, hindi ko talaga alam. Ngayon kasi, nalaman ko man talaga, Bishi Web, na alam mo yon hindi ka maghanap ng presidente pag may sakuna, ha? Ang hanapin mo talaga yung mga police, army, at iba pang utanon. No, maghanap ka ng mga tao talaga na tutulong sa iyo pag may sakuna dyan, Bishi Web. Tulungan mo yung sarili mo, hindi ka naman pungkol, di ba? So, doon ko talaga yon kaya sumagot ako. Tapos itong mga haters na kahit naliligo, na pangit pa rin, pinost nila ito sa Twitter. So, nag-viral, ganyan, web, ganyan. Tapos, just the rest was history. And then I figured, tapos they were creating all these lies na about me. And I'm like, wait lang. I am a very peace-loving person. Ayoko talaga, I never spoke about politics because I grew up with a business-minded family. I don't like to make enemies. I don't like to ruffle feathers. But if you ruffle mine, I will end you. I seriously will end you with a smile on my face. And then, alam mo yun, parang ako talaga, wa pa ko ni hunat. You know, in Bisaya, like, hindi pa ako umi-effort nito. This is the most effort you get, guys, okay? Ito lang yung makeup na to. But you know my TikToks. hindi ako naliligo, hindi ako nakahilamos niyan. Pero Diyos mio Marimar, ang mga nai-impress sa akin galing dito hanggat sa kabilang Timbuktu. Nagulat ako, pati Africa, may viewer ako. Diba? So, yan yung point ko eh. That's what I also said, this baraan dude, na okay, first of all, o sige, mayaman ka. O sige, marami kang napuntahang lugar sa world. Pero honey, in all of the countries you've been to, there are Filipinos that like me more than you. So, ano na?
No.
Like,
Here's the thing. This is
Diba?
my Dilawan theory, Jam. I've been talking about this for the longest time, for years. Na they have this
Uy, ano karon naman eh? Oo.
yellow echo chamber. And what happens there is that they talk amongst themselves. And because hundreds or sometimes thousands of people respond to their tweets, their messages, they feel like, oh, the entire world is listening to me.
No, kawawa
Diba?
ba yan, uy?
Tapos,
Ron, yan ang ugali ng mga liberal. Sa buong
Kaya
mundo,
nga.
ganyan sila.
Kaya nga, so para sila
Oo,
na-empower.
May
Feeling
mag-agree
nila
lang
na
na
parang,
tatlo. Tama na sila, ganyan.
oo, correct. Exactly. So yun yung buhay
Remember
nila.
the Yahoo groups na nag-leak?
Oh,
Ano
sila
yun?
rin
What's
yun.
that? I didn't know this. What Yahoo?
The Yahoo group that Lloyd the Lewis created.
Ah,
Remember that?
yeah. I remember that. I think I remember
Okay.
that.
There's this Yahoo group in the US with the Filipinos, led by Lloyd the Lewis, isang mayaman na Pinay doon, na liberal na rubbing elbows with the rich and famous, including the politicians like sila Biden. Okay, sila yan, Pinay yan. So, nagkikreate siya ng mga fundraisers. And meron siyang small
Yes.
group of Yahoo
Okay.
groups na nag-leak apparently after the elections na nanalo na si Duterte, di ba? Nanalo na siya noon. Di ba? Nag-leak yun. Apparently, doon sa Yahoo group, meron siyang instructions doon sa members ng Yahoo group na ang mantra nila would be, it doesn't have to look and sound right. It just have to look like it.
Why?
So,
Wow.
So yan ang mantra ng LP.
And
Make it look like and make it sound so,
and
that will be
what
your
they
truth.
accuse me of.
Exactly.
And I'm like, honey, this is Bible. This is truth. Like, unlike you, rich kids who cannot differentiate between your asses and the hole in the wall, don't tell me I don't know real life. Because that's what you are. You are out of touch. You sound smart but is actually dumb. And you are as useless as a coffee sleeve if the coffee is no longer hot. So don't me, Beshi Wet. And then, diba, ay sabi ko, it's laughable. Like, seriously, like with Balangan and his hirit. Diba, with his hirit. And I'm like, nag-expect magugunga mo sakit, Ron. Diba? Nag-expect ko ba nga, hala, uy, number 1, naging siya sa Dilawan. Like, pinakuno ni siya ka-respected. Unya,
no, number one sa Dilawan.
sorry ko, bitch.
First
sakit na. Naunsa na
alam
ka.
mo, first of all, Miss Jam, itong mga Dilawan, people like Baraan, kaya lang yan naging bigla na lang napapag-usapan kasi because the
Maingay.
people who support the president enjoy picking on them because they're stupid.
I know.
You know,
No, and because they really have lurid backgrounds also.
yeah. Ito, kasi ganito yan. I think
had to pick.
one thing I realized about you, Miss Jam, is you're no BS type of person. So you say what you feel, you think, and you don't care what people might say about
But
how
I don't insult people, ha. I don't
Yeah.
I don't go out of my way. I'm super
I get that.
like peace loving. I don't. That's what I don't
Lahat
like
naman
about
tayo, di ba? Lahat naman tayo sabi natin, hindi naman natin sinasabing tanga-tanga sila mga dilaw, hindi naman sinasabing tanga-tanga sila.
No, they call us that. They call us that. Bobo, dugyot, ganyan-ganyan. They have all
Oh my
these
God,
like
dugyot.
colorful terminologies for us. And then when you look at their profiles and you look at them, that is who they are. Like,
No.
kaya nga natatawa ako because they're like, diba, people who are from the side of, the DDS, they like, for example, Jover, they have the, the best adjectives to describe what she looks like.
Yeah.
And then they come to me and they cannot say anything.
Jover is legally ugly.
Diba, parang, so, comment on my skin. Like, go comment on my face. Ganon. And then they would compare my before and after. And then I would be like, so that's what you come up with? You find old pictures and then it only goes to show na ang galing ng doktor ko. Or ang galing ng skincare ko. So backfire ulit. Or they associate me with my uncle na si Cesar Mancao na apparently killer daw, whatever. Well, if he's such a killer, then why is he in the DICT?
Yeah.
Diba?
Mhm.
Or, diba? And that's my point. Like, they dig up stuff, like even the dad of my son, and I'm like, I'm gonna save you the research. It's Piolo Pascual. So these things ba na, honey, if you really want to win again in 2022, you still have pila na lang to ka months? 10 months, no? 10 months?
10 months.
You have
before a campaign period.
Yes. Inko, you have 10 months to make
More or
Lenny
less,
look
yeah.
like Mama Mary and mean it.
That's
You have 10
that's
months
impossible.
to make Lenny look like the hope of the world, because if you're gonna try to make her into Biden Harris, baby, is not happening. Okay?
Oh, wait. They're dropping her, di ba, Ron? I heard from the grapevine they're dropping her.
Oh, Lenny?
Yeah.
So kinsa
So,
may padadano nila?
May usap-usapan na baka si Kiko ang
Kinsa?
standard bearer.
Good luck.
Kinsa
No, but-
mo?
Kiko would be the standard bearer.
Alam mo
Kiko,
kasi-
Pangilinan.
You have to be wary of the Dilawan because mahilig silang kumopya ng gimmick. So, unang-una
Exactly.
yung hashtag nasa ng Pangulo, matagal na yung ginawa sa panahon pa ni
Oo,
Pinoy.
matagal na yan.
So, inulit-ulit, nirehash lang nila. So, yung mga PR people behind that,
Hindi pa ako
Wala na
nakagit over
silang-
nga si Kiko panghilinan daw, guys.
Panghilinan.
Hindi pa ako nakagit over. Balik lang tayo doon, ha? Balik lang talaga tayo doon. So it means first
Hindi.
lady natin si Sharon Cunita.
Wala na eh.
O yung first child natin si Kaki panghilinan, day. Sure, balik tayo, balik. Rewind. Unsa daw?
Hindi ka maka-move on, ano? Oy,
Kasi
ano
may
pa lang to,
basa
from the
na lang, eh. Sorry. Pwede
from
si
the
Lord
grapevine,
Nati
from
na
the
lang.
grapevine.
Please let Lord Nati run for president or Vilma Santos. Please.
Pero speaking of celebrities, Jam, well, obviously si Kiko Pangilinan, you wanted to come back to that kay Murag,
Na-stress ko. Sa nila pa na akong ulo. Sure,
It's
may
a bit-
ano.
it's a little bit funny. It's like a song na ambot
Pero,
kay
Ron, imagine mo kung si Kiko talaga may standard bearer nila. Where
Oh
would
my-
Sharon go?
Kiko Maching
Naluoy
for
ko, sige,
president.
ako na lang siyang butaran ko eh. Ako din siyang butaran ko.
Diba?
Kung siya mo, butar ko, 1 vote mo. I promise.
Wala, isa na.
Out of the goodness of my charitable heart, I promise. I swear, really.
No, but seriously, Miss Jam, we have to be careful, no? Kasi who knows? We don't know who's gonna run under the administration's banner. Eh. And
Oo nga.
But okay,
wala
sige.
pa yan eh, wala
Oo,
pa
oo.
klaro, no? But there've been conversations about Manny Pacquiao running for president. So
Oh, he
Yes.
is running for president.
well, okay, well he's running.
Ron, he's
Oh,
running.
so if he's running for president, and let's just say hypothetically, si Inday runs for president as well, and then
Matunga.
anyway, will
Matunga.
BBM run? Who?
VP.
Sino?
Di ba si
VP.
BBM is VP again?
Pwede.
Pwede.
Maglisod siya president, oy. Dili siya mag-president. Maglisod lagi sila. Too soon.
Kasi pwedeng if
Hmm.
Sarah runs for president and
Siya
Pacquiao
ginang
runs for
BM.
president,
Siya ang VP.
correct. Pero pwede kasing mag-step aside din si si Pacquiao pag kinausap siya ni Sarah at para
Yun
alam
lagi.
mo yun,
Yun na
pwede
nga eh.
pa eh.
What we're hoping
Pwede
kasi,
pa.
kasi Philippine politics is as unpredictable as the weather.
Yeah.
So, medyo hindi mo alam kung paano Yung mga
I
politicians
said
natin
this
kasi,
already. It could be any color as long as it's not yellow. I
yes,
already said
Correct.
this.
Yan nga, yeah.
definitely.
It can be aubergine or teal or pink as long as it's not yellow because it's not good on my skin tone. Ayoko ng hepa, ayoko ng jaundice. I'm done.
Hindi mo ba Jam, hindi mo ba napupuna? Wala na nagdidilaw sa kanila ngayon.
Ano na?
Wala na nagdidilaw.
Wala ka na makikitang dilaw sa kanila. Wala na.
Actually, I actually want to wear yellow tomorrow. I should have worn yellow to my shoot
Hindi,
today.
ito lang,
Like,
Miss Jam. Jam,
just
next
as
week.
a support to them.
Jam, when you come back next week sa Istoryang Futbolero, wear yellow. Tapos, that can be
Hindi. Ron. Sa Wednesday, magdilaw tayo.
sige na nga. Kasi paminsan meron kami
Mga buisit, mga mita pa kong yellow, giatay, magdaster ko ha, bantay mo.
Dapat dilaw yun. Silky yellow.
Uy, honestly ha, I'm sorry, dili good yellow is really not like, di yun na ko siya gusto ng color. Not because, but daan na yun ko, I really don't like yellow yun. I swear.
Huwag naman primary
I have a
yellow.
friend-
Kahit ano naman. Pastel yellow naman. Patay mo na
Dili
yun.
yun ko ganahan, mura ko kanang bang,
Even pastel?
wala pa ni Hatag Timog yellow flowers or yellow roses. Wala pa. Wala pa
I
Sunflower
know,
yun doon.
dili ko ganag yellow roses. It's either white or red lagi ko. Or blue. Blue akong gusto. Dili ko mo yellow. Ambot lang yun.
Blue.
Dili ko ganag yellow. Dili ko ang yan. Ambot. Ano ba?
PTP laban blue, di ba?
I will tour my closet, my quote-unquote Orocan closet. And so you see, wa ko yellow. Even panty, wa ko yellow. So, please, ayaw. Bisan soen, wa ko yellow. Ayaw ipugos, please. Ma-stress ko sa inyo.
Bawal din
Sabi ni Paulo Bulyosa, yellow is not perfect on my brown skin. Bitaw, no? Bagayan man gud ang yellow, day. I mean, I'm sure.
Ako nga puti ko, mura ko masakiton. Picture pwede. Promise. Promise yun. Ari kani like ang green. At tanawa ha, ang green.
Green is nice.
Para, di ba? Emerald, social. Di ba?
Nagsinaw gid ka sa green, day.
Misihad.
Jade.
Diba? Napaisuga. So, medyo guwapa. Unya ko mag-yellow ko, mura ko, gijundis, day. Mura ko color sa kong anak pagawas, day, yellow. Sure, diha. Uy, mamtag. Unya, kasi itong akong skin tone nga medyo Chinese, char. So, dili ko pwede yellow. Kaya mura yung kag masakit ton bishi web. As in, di yun, ambot, sorry ha. Pero sige, I will try to just, I really like this. Sige, basta daig makatungtong kog Malacanang mag-yellow ko. Pwede to?
Bitaw. No, pwede sad.
Pwede,
Ngano dili?
mag-TikTok din ni President Duterte nga naka-yellow
Oh.
ko. No? Let's
Ay,
take the color
sutil.
away from them. Akong ko.
Sutil.
That's a good idea, Miss Jam, ha? Siguro, we should make that happen, no? TikTok ka mo ni Presidente. So, bungka, gini mong Facebook,
Sorry, it's a dream. Kay, honestly, sige, I'll just share this with you. Kay, kanimangong when he became president, so I worked for a company. I was in radio kay May 2016, kaning unsa tawag ani, naanak ko sa TV and radio. So, I knew na gyud he was gonna win as president. So, on June, kay di ba June man to yung inaugural speech, I was in the office, padulong ko magradyo. And I was sitting there and nasa sa TV. And then ni Ana ragi ko, funny yun, my boss who's now in Manila. And si George Book knows this. Ni Ana ko nga, nag-joke ragi ko. Kanang joke ra nga. Sir, bantay lang ka sir ha. Wa pa na nahuman ang imong termino as president, magkita gyud ta. As in, ibantaan gyud ko na ako. Kung magkita ta, dili kay ni hangyo ko, pero magkita gyud tang duha ha. Kay either imo kong ipatawag, kay na ako ibuhat nga sakto, or na ako ipaila-ila ko sa imo kay na ako gibuhat nga sakto. Basta sa saktong butang. Sa sakto ra gyud nga butang. Unya ka na bitong karon murag hala gang. It's really the truth of it, gang. It's really a coming of the dream come true na gyud gang lagi gang. Diba? This walay hilamos, this walay ligo, diba? From Butuan city, you might go.
Kabalo ka, Miss Jam.
Anong samot, besh?
I wouldn't be surprised if PRRD or si President Digong would enjoy your company. Kay no frills man na si Presidente. The more natural, the better.
Kung
Oh.
magkita mi mo, amin yung ko sa iya. Promise. Tay, main gabi, tay. Muamak ko. Promise lagi.
Katawan, I can't, I want to see the reaction of the PSG when you do that. Okay.
Ako na sila sa buton. Ako na sila sa buton daan niya, guys. Kaya maamin ako sa tatay, guys. Paamin na lang ko, guys. Amin na lang ko. Amin na ba? Di mo na ako sa gakson. Amin raman. Oh. Unya, hindi, kani manggod ha, my lolo looks like him. The first man I ever loved in my life, next to my son, my lolo looks like him.
Oh.
And I always make a joke, and I said gani, nagniingon gani ko nga, if ever man ma-meet na ako sa presidente, I hope nga buhi pa akong lolo. Because ingnon gid ako si President Duterte nga, tell my lolo nga iyang pinaka-pinangga nga ako, naagi na buhat para sa country. Naagi na tabang, bisan unsa ka gamay, bisan pabibura ning ako, bisan binulok na usahay, kanibitaw ing anila nga, my lolo doesn't know Mangodron and boy, my grandparents, they don't know what is going on sa akong life. Pinanggakay ko nila, but they don't know this. They don't know nga ginastoryahan sila, they don't know nga ing ani nakadaghan ng tao, they don't know nga niabot na akong naong sa klase-klase nga mga lugar, they don't know. And they don't even know nga the attention ba I'm getting. And so ana lang yun ko nga, all I want lang yun, if ever ma-meet na ko siya, I want him to see my lolo. And that's it.
Interesting. Yeah.
Quits na ko. That's why when they tell me nga bayaran.
Ron, make it happen.
Besh, dili ko bayaran.
Make it happen, Ron.
I just, kanibitaw trend, Ron, kani maglagot galing trend, kani me and my jowa. Kana sa TikTok bitaw. Ko, yawa na nga, animal na kayo nga trend ha, mamersonal na sa ako, di ako maghimo ko bago, me and my president, yung magawas ni Duterte ba, yung magbudot na yun, ay, bantay lang mo ha, ikikunin niyo sa muka.
Grabe, mubutugin ang YouTube ni mo ba? Kana, you can do your first video no for YouTube. Wala.
So,
you're set for life. Oh.
Di ako,
exactly.
Nag-dream ra man ko nga makapalit ko og mahalon nga gatas sa akong anak ron. I mean, sorry I will really be very candid with you. You know, dili gid baratuhon ang gatas ug ang mga gamit sa akong anak. May na lang gitag bagot man ta ani. So, really, when they tell me nga bayaran ko mo ana jud ko bisiwip na unsa ri mong tanan bisiwip. Unsa ri mo, dili man ko kailangan bayaran kay gikan mo kus pagadato. Ako man nagibiyaan. Nga unsa ri mo? Kamo, kay mo raman inyong bread and butter, you know, to be a negatron. Ako, no. I really like to be independent kay ma-pride kay ko. Nga di ko ganahan mo ingon nga, na nagbuhit sa ako. Pero my God, kalami paminawon ko ang nagbuhit sa imo ang Pilipinas, besh. The Filipino dream. Excuse me. Diba?
Miss Jam, may ano dito. May comment dito, yung ano daw. Ang comment, may comment dito, Miss Jam.
Ako, I will just put it on here, you know, law of attraction. We never know, no? We never know nga kaning akong ingani nga dagway mo abot ning Malacañang. Bisan sa gate ra ko kutob, okay na ko besh. Mo ana dito sa gawas, oh.
Well, Miss Jam, one thing you have in common with President Duterte, who expected him to become president. Diba?
Exactly.
I mean, no one thought that the guy from Davao, the Bugui from Davao, will become president of the Philippines. Diba? Meron pang aftershock yung kanyang presidency. When he won in 2016, up to now, the Dilawans are still reeling from that.
I know.
And while they're reeling,
we never know.
Ron, it's a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon talaga. It's a phenomenon.
As of right now, niana lang yun ko nga, I only say this to all of my kuan lang yun, to my followers or I call them my BBs. Na, it's never too big to dream, but it must always include the development and progress of our country. Ay nga na lang yun ko. Mao lang yun ko nga, kana bang always include our country in your dreams? Because ako, bisan pag ingani, I've always been this way. Like, even on the radio and kuan, I just wanted unity ra gyud. I don't like
Mm.
negatrons gyud. Dili gyud na nako, my God, dili gyud ko ganahan na. So, mo lang gyud ako ginakuan nga, let's just work together. Kay ingana magud ko, I don't like you to like me. Like, I don't like, kanabang, like me, dili. I just like, agree lang ta. Let's just all agree. Let's just look for the common denominator in all of us and work together. Kay maura man gud na, like, ako, honestly, I do have kanang quote-unquote bilawan friends. Naaman ko, I have that. Pero, I really like nga, dili ko nila bastuson, Ron. I do appreciate, and I wanna say this, thank you kaayo sa akong mga friends nga, though they don't like President Duterte, but they see my point. They see and respect na neutral ra man gyud unta ko. Di man unta ko magtingog-tingog. I was just minding my own business here in Butuan City. But I don't like manggod that people who are like me cannot speak up. Maura gid na ako. Nga they cannot speak up kay sabaan sila. They don't, you know, the other side is noisy, they get insulted, they get bashed, they get barrage of, you know, all the hate. And then that's why I said, I took it upon myself and said na, because I don't care about the haters. I have survived way worse in real life. So, you know, I bring it on. Like, just don't come for me and my family in real life because I will shoot you. And now that I have a refresher course with the Rangers of the AFP, I will not miss. So, yun lang talaga na, don't lang. Like, kung if you're just on Facebook or Twitter or TikTok and you hate on me, blah, 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 okay lang ko. But never.
Hindi na kaya yun, Jam. Hindi na kaya yun.
Di mo
Hanggang ano lang sila. No, hanggang computer lang sila, hanggang Twitter lang sila.
Don't hit good on my son or my lolo and lola kay I will really turn you into an Hermes bag. I will really.
Teka, ilang taon na ba yung son mo?
He's almost 2.
Ay, sus, kalo. 9 daughter ko, so ang layo ng agwat.
Grabe, nag-pairing da yun.
We can never tell, oy. We can never tell.
Ay, pag nakita mo yung anak ko,
Cutie
ano, pwedeng pang model ng beauty products mo.
Hindi, as a mom to a son, moana ragid ko sa akong anak nga, always choose a woman. Always choose a woman that is as empowered as your mother.
Ay, yeah. Correct.
Dili na ko mangitag dato, di na ko mangita og kanang super bright, di man pud super bright ang mama ni Mudong. Basta practical, mabiyaan sa balay, loyal, kiba mo musil, kiba lumang luba, kana kailangan na nimo. Oh, respetaran imong pagkalalaki, dili ka tumban. That is it, pansit. Ako,
Yeah.
like, naapoy mo ingon nga, basin mabayot akong anak, iko, that's not a problem. Why is it a problem?
Yeah.
I don't see it as a problem. Like, mo na, like, mo ba na ilang iigo sa ako, boy, nga, ala, imong anak, mabayot na niya, anak ko nga, bayot is not a
Pwede naman. Yeah.
Hindi, di ba, ako ang mama niya, mayroong kong dili kong bayot pag sure diha. Ang akong anak ang pinakapabulusa nga bayot diri sa Butuan. Ayaw kay Pugoy. Ayaw ko hagyata, beshi. So, already na akong, as parents ba kita? I mean, as a parent ba? I just want to raise my son to be a part of the solution. Period.
Right.
To be
That's
the
true.
future. To be the bonus na kung mahimo siya Vico Soto of Butuan City. Bonus na. Pero, di ba? Bonus.
No, kasi Vico Dilawan yun.
Di, pero...
That's perfect, Jam. Kay, we've been talking about, kasi sa DILG, there's this campaign called Bidang May Disiplina, Disiplina Muna. That's a campaign.
Yes, I know that. Yes.
Diba? And we've been discussing this, even si Buboy, when he was, almost part of it. First thing that we recognize is that ang campaign on embracing a culture of discipline will have to start in the family. And one of the most important thing is the relationship of the parent with the child and how they will rear that child.
Amen.
Diba? So yung mga sinasabi mo na how you teach your son to do the right thing, to actually develop values, no? Parang yung values formation na tinatawag.
It's different naman, God, Ron. I have to be honest with you. I was raised in a different time. I'm not very close to my parents. Up to now, I'm not in speaking terms with my entire immediate family. So it's just my lolo and lola. And they're the ones naman talaga raising me. Okay? My lolo and lola raised me. And lahi ang ilang pagpadako sa ako. As a Catholic, as a business person, they taught me differently. I shouldn't speak or I shouldn't anak. But at the same time, they celebrated that I was very outspoken. My lolo and lola never, like, they would always listen to me. And that's what I think kids need these days. They need to be
Like, God
listened
bless your
to.
lolo and lola. God bless your
Yes,
lolo and lola.
yes, please pray for them with me. Na they really, like, one of the things you'd bitaw boy and Ron ha, na I want people to understand ba nga, the reason why these children, and I call them children because really they are baby bra warriors, ano sa tong isa training brave warriors aning sa Twitter, they don't get affirmation at home. Dili sila pansinon. They don't get heard. They are alienated by their own families. They are not accepted. They are not celebrated. And they are not taught better values. So that's what I feel that is also lacking. And that's what I also told a mom in Hands Off Her Children who has an anak in I think
BNP.
bayan or whatever.
Anak bayan or
But I
what
told her na, sis, the reason why your daughter is there is because you did not tell her about the ills of the world. Naunahan ka ng marketing plot ng kabila.
Yes.
But
Tama.
if you tell your children about the real ills, the real devils, the real liars, they will never, because you're the parent. You are part and parcel of their very being. They will never learn, they will never listen to anybody else if nauna ka. If from a very young age you will tell your son or daughter that evil does not always have horns and a tail. Sometimes it wears yellow.
That's true.
Sometimes it uses God in every sentence.
Yes.
Most times they will show up to help others, but there are more cameras than beneficiaries. So that's the kind of lessons we need to teach our children. Kita manggoy mauna. You know, it's up to us. And I always tell parents this.
To discern,
na,
yes.
You know what? Diba? I mean, where does children learn hate? From the house. Where does children learn
It all
discrimination?
starts from the home.
It does. So that's what I'm saying. Na I'm not a perfect mom, but I know that if my son becomes a problem, it's my responsibility.
There's
I
no
will
such thing as a
really-
perfect parent, John.
Actually, Miss
Pero
Jam,
ano,
ano eh, you got a very,
As a single parent ba, there is a stigma, manggod, boy. As somebody
Yeah,
like
that's
me,
true.
manggod, na I decided to be a single mom, naamagoy stigma. You know, na stigma, gibiyaan ko, nagbuwag, whatever. Iko, dili, manggod, gipili ko, manggod. Di, ako magoy nangilad. Di ba, ako ang giilad. So, ngano ing anak man mo, besh? Ngano inyo magyukong, you know, they would even Google who the father of my son is. And I'm like, honey, why does it matter to you who the father of my son is when this is the mother? Ngano pag tao ninyo ang amahan na ang mama man ang viral? Nangaunsa day mo, sis? Diba?
nangitag bala, unsa pa, kabalo naman kailangan sa style bulok ba? But,
Chismosa.
Meron
Um,
talaga nakakaawa. But again, for all the parents watching this live chat, please, mommies and daddies, it's not wrong to teach your children about the ills of the world. Please do so. Please.
and ano, as a public service announcement, Miss Jam, yung for people who haven't heard some of the former NPA rebels testimonies.
Yes.
There's this
Yes.
one commander from Bicol. I actually met her
Mhm.
one time in one of the talks that was organized by the DILG.
Yes.
Storya siya ba dito sa ano? And then it's funny kasi the audience was a very young group. Some members of the NYC, the
Yes.
National Youth Commission were there. And then she did this talk and then sabi niya, ang ano ginabiktima sa mga recruiter ba sa NPA
Yes.
are the disenfranchised na mga kids. Katong mga walay ano ba, kids who don't have good relationships with their parents, who are
Are being
disillusioned
recruited.
or
I said
troubled.
that on TikTok. Baya.
I saw that.
There is a profile for you. They will
Yes.
choose you if you're brilliant and you're alienated by your family. Because if
Yes.
you don't have a strong support system, they will become the support system for you. They will
Yes.
lie to you and tell you that you have a family in them. But what type of family leaves you when you die?
Mm-hmm.
What type of family allows you to die for no cause? And the person
Yan
that
ang
is
una ko
holding you
napanood na
back
TikTok
has
mo.
to be the person that you're shooting at. Diba? I mean, ano yan? Diba?
Parang ano, no?
So I know this. I was almost recruited myself by Gabriela. So I honestly, I mean, I know the shtick. I know the drama. I know the empowerment churvalu. Kaya nga,
Yeah,
dami na
the
celebrities.
motherhood statements that they repeat all the time. That this is we are fighting for the poor. We're fighting for the
Empowerment of
disadvantaged,
women, you know, we're saving
women.
women from the atrocities of the army and the
Ano,
police. And I'm like, Bishiwit, pag-share ko na yung
administration, yan ang sinisigaw nila. May mga kaibigan ako sa UP na komunista
women
eh.
are being victimized, and you know, women are being victimized and muffled. Their voices are muffled by char misogyny of the press. Bayot, dili ka matumban kung di ka magpatunog, bugo. I mean, sorry
Klaro lang.
pero have you seen my video on Lenny? Okay, women empowerment, Beshiwet, is not allowing for shit to happen. It's not stepping on men.
Yeah, I saw that
it's not
too.
saying that a man is wrong. It's not saying that a man is irrelevant. Hello, you need the men to carry the heavy lifting. Hello, Bobo. Nakakainis
Right.
ka, Beshi. Diba? How am I empowered? Why am I empowered? If you acknowledge, tama? If men acknowledge your power, if men respect your power and do not feel emasculated by it, then you are empowered. Diba?
True.
Diba? I don't understand this nga, she's, I have to fight for my rights. Bayot, you are not fighting for your rights. You look pathetic. You stress me out. Diba na,
What Lenny
the
does is
president
just
attacking
whine.
me.
Wala,
She
Lenny.
whines. She whines.
But
First,
no, but what I mean ba na if really si President Duterte, if iyag yung klarohon si Lenny ug igo, why mabilin bes? Bisan sapatos why mabilin? My God, pag sure di oy. Pasumbag kang Sara, pasumbag ka, buang ha.
Uy, somebody commented that Sarah's color daw is green. Oh, ha?
Oh, ayan na. Ayan na.
Oy. Uy,
Baratuhon ra kay ko, Mayor Sara, baratuhon ra gyud kay ko basi na igwapuhon niya sa Davao nga kanang motuo Ginoo.
nakaka-similarities kay Inday Sara. Inday Sara can be very very blunt pod, kanang straightforward kayo ba. Syempre she's more politically savvy when she speaks her mind.
Dream na ko siya.
Ano, di ba,
actually.
Duran,
More than
totoo ba yung
that.
sinasabi nila na Sarah is Duterte on steroids?
Oh yes.
That's good. That's good.
Sarah
I like
is
that.
like a
Di ba?
more
Totoo ba yun?
ano
Totoo yun,
yan?
di ba?
I fell in love with her katong yung pagsumbag niya sa sheriff. I'm sorry. I knew. She's
Ay,
my
napanood ko
spirit
yun, grabe.
animal. Kana yun. Itog yung
The epitome of empowerment.
I don't remember how old I was, but when I saw that, I was like, I'm gonna be her when I grow up. That's me.
I'm gonna be that
Kana.
bitch.
Kana, bitaw
That's
ka
the
nang
way.
ali diri, di ba? Ano siya? Ali diri, ali. Ano, bitaw ka nang hunat, bitaw nga gikan, bitaw diri. I love you. You're my
I
spirit
love you.
animal.
So Miss Jam, kung madagan si
Pero kanilang pod ha, I will not, mo po niya ko ingon, like sa campaign period ba, like they've been asking me man nga, are you pro Sarah? Are you pro Manny? Unsay imong kinsa imong bet? Niana pod ko at the same time nga,
Sorry ka.
I always just want somebody to win who won by the same way that President Duterte won. Nga ka na bang we knew and we trusted the system that it would not lie to us and cheat their way into that.
Yeah, Diyan. O, Jam. Ito si Sario. Look.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Kasi hi.
Huy, kagwapa, anak ko, boy, magpalit og tulog ka shotgun. You're so pretty.
Tulog ka na? Tulog ka na? Ano pa?
When you see a boy, you walk away, okay, honey? You walk away. You see a boy,
When you see them, a boy, you walk away.
Yeah.
You turn around and you flip your hair and you walk away,
Word.
okay? If he doesn't
Okay.
take a bath every day, you walk away. Okay?
Yon.
Oh, that's me. I don't think about
Kagwapa,
every day.
anak ko, boy. Uy, you lucky man.
Oh, you say good night na.
Night.
Good night
Night.
na.
Uy, mangilad, jud ko otro, uy, maghimo, jud kong babae nga anak, bantay lang.
Ang ilay ako ito.
Yan, Beatles fan.
Pa. Congratulations, amigo.
Good genes, good genes.
Mangilad ko 2022. Mangilad ko kana after elections, mangilad ko babae akong himuon. What?
Maski kinsa madaog, kung madaog day si Kiko, mangilad lang gyapon ka.
Patay.
Hoy, mangilad jud ko kay dili na jud ko magsipangaway ani Kiko kung siya presidente hala niya pagsulo diya bishi ay kulabuta. Maghimo-himo na ang basa dili na law. Wala mo jud.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I mean, kaning people are like, oh, you're gonna be a political commentator now and ganyan. And I'm like, no, I'm just gonna be a Filipina all my life.
You know,
And
you should meet Mikel Paris, one of the hosts of Istoryang Futbolero, because he keeps on saying that all the time on our program. No, I'm not DPS, I'm not Dilawan, I'm pro-Pinoy. That's the mentality you should have.
that's me.
And even the president will tell you, even si PRRD will tell you, sus, corny ni mo, ayaw na mga DDS, be pro-Filipino because, di ba?
That's true.
To be honest, mohogid na ako. Ever since man nag-start kang Pinoy, kang Pinoy manggod, before that, wag ko'y believe sa government. And then I realized that I have to be a part of the solution. So mo tong naabtan ni PRRD, no? So mo na akong gi-promise na whether or not, bisan si Kiko ang masunod na president, sige, ingno na to ha, simbako.
Oh my God, wag naman.
Siya mahimong presidente. Di magiging po ko manegatron. Dili pa dyan ko manegatron. I will continue to still be Jam Magno, whether in Butuan City or wherever. I will still help the public. I will still do public service projects. I will still be on TikTok. I will talk about other things. Di makubugo. I mean, you know, I will still be a single mom. That's my primary job. So, mayroon sila ba nga, mamatay na imong career, kumapildi, and kung nga, honey, I don't have a career. My career is in skincare and food and being a mom. That's my career. So, you know, and that's the thing. I'm gonna be a Filipina forever. So, naon sa day mo, sis? Unsa day, what's the problem here? Like, why are you telling me I have a career? So, mo na.
Naku, kailangan ko ng skincare.
Skincare. Paparinig.
Bantay ka. Ang imong anak, wapa kaayo, gangs. Nalipay jud ko. God bless you, jud kayo anang diyan.
Ay, naku, natatakot na ako. Ngayon pala takot na ako, Jam.
Pero hindi. I really suggest you buy at least 3 long arms and 2 hand grenades. You need it.
I will have a shovel and an alibi.
I like that. A shovel is a better idea. And a St. Peter plan. Para ibigay mo na lang ganyan. Sige, ingat.
Diretso.
Ingat.
Gagastos pa ako.
Ipa-update mo yung PhilHealth niya. Ganyan. Ingat, baby.
Yeah.
Ginagawa ko ba?
Sa backyard na lang. Sa backyard na lang. Para may
Sabi nila-
fertilizer.
Ay, wag sa backyard mo. Uy, sige, pwede mong gawing fertilizer. Vermicast. Ganyan. Pwede.
Yes.
You're smart. I like you.
Yeah.
Sabi ni ni Nonoy Murillo, kamukha ni LJ Moreno, si Miss Jam,
Please
si
stop.
Jam.
Nakakaloka kayo. No. I just look like Jam Magno. Kaloka.
Nah.
They're all calling me that. And I'm like, we're not.
Ron, hindi niya kamukha si LJ.
Oh. Ano, sino
Si Jam.
Yun,
Mas maganda si
ha?
Layot.
Layo.
Sabi ni
Kasi si LJ mataba na ngayon.
sabi ni Joseph,
I actually posted about this last night and I'm like, please don't compare me to anybody. I worked really, really, really hard to just be Jam Magno. Like it's a 32-year journey. It's not easy. If people know my struggle, they would literally be blown away by it. That's why I always say nobody can do Jam
Oh,
Magno better than Jam Magno.
O
So
ito may
oh,
nagsabi, younger version ka daw ni Sarah.
oh,
aw,
ha?
now that's a compliment.
Oh.
That's a compliment. Thank
Biglang
you.
may nagsabi, hindi, mas maganda siya, hello.
Hi. All I aim to be is pareha dapat ni kakusog manumbag og tao. That's my own ultimate goal. Pero bitaw, I hope that we elect a president that will mirror, continue this legacy, continue this success for the Filipino people. I hope we elect a president that will prove that the Philippines really is bound for progress and development. That's it.
Oy,
Like, it could be anybody.
Ron, Jam, magandang segue to the sinasabi ni Jam. Kunyari lang, okay. Of course, we all want someone to continue the legacy or continue the plans. Kasi for sure, pag dadating ng 2022, marami pang mga plano hindi tapos eh. For sure.
Of
For
course.
sure. At marami siyang
May
mapapamana
nila pa na babaguhin.
na problema.
Hindi pa matatapos niya.
Hindi pa. Now, personally, who do you think can perfectly continue Duterte's plans up until the next 6 years?
Wala,
Wait lang,
easy. Ano
ako,
naman eh?
honestly, if Sarah runs, of course.
Yeah.
If she runs, Sarah, okay siya. Pero akong pasabot, like now, there's a division because Manny's also running.
Yeah.
That's what I always keep in mind, that it could be anybody, just not the other side. Because like the neutrals and the pro-Philippines and the DDS and all that really wants this country to move forward is on one side. And those who are the negatrons that kuwang sa bakuna, kuwang sa pansin are on the other side. So that's what I'm saying, na it could be anybody of them. Manny, for example, so again, let's just go through the choices, Manny used to be poor. He is a champion of the people. He is generous, he's a public servant, and he's proven himself because he got an education. He is not dumb. No.
Yes.
He knows what it means to work hard. He knows what it means to rise from the ranks. He knows what it means to, diba, what it feels like na ganas ra imong kanon o ginamos. He knows that.
Ika nga, meron siyang nasa kanyang pulso.
Yes, he does. He does have that. And I will be the very first one to say, hey, you know what? You need help? Let's go, Beshiwep, And it's the same thing with Sarah. With Sarah, it's a given. It's a birthright. You are the daughter of your father, but you are not him. You are on steroids. You are better. You are empowered, and you have the touch of a woman that makes you perfect. Not because, your father is less by being a man, but because it has already been proven by COVID that the leaders who, the women who lead countries are also just as effective at fighting COVID.
True.
Diba?
Equal lang yan.
That's what I'm saying with Sarah then. If she runs, it's the same thing. It's a win-win situation. She may not continue the legacy. She will make it better.
Right.
Diba? She will add her flavor. She will add her strength. She will add her expertise. And she has the gift of youth. Maomang good na. Kay ako, although like with some DDS that would tell me nga, oh, they don't want an election, kaya para di na muna og si PRRD. Ako personally, as a Filipino, wan ako nga please papahuwaya na in tao ng among amahan. Kanang let him stay somewhere comfortable, looking over at the Philippines that he has created by his legacy. Chill na tay, kanang tay, dihara ka tay, kami na'y bahala. Dili ni na mo biyaan. Unsay imong gusto nga mahitabo sa Pilipinas, kami na'y bahala. So that's how I feel when I look at Sarah Mongol. Nga, although they may not see eye to eye, kay, I know kanang sort of kanang lahi naman gid sila yung mga lahi-lahi. No two people are the same, even if related sila. So that's what I'm saying. So this type of kanibitaw choices that we have ba, versus the other side, mo na kung giingon, dili na pwede. We cannot have a candidate win by marketing anymore. We cannot have another Pinoy who won because his
Oh, yeah.
mother died. We cannot have that, okay? We cannot have another person who sits in the office of the president because marketing people brought him there. That cannot happen again. Okay? That's what the Filipinos should be aware of. We need to elect somebody imperfect. We need to elect somebody who does not have a mold, somebody like Manny or somebody like Sarah or somebody who's, completely out of the bat, and make sure that he or she is a public servant more than a trapo. He need or she
Nako.
needs to be up. Diba? Nga ka na bang
Jam,
we need to
Jam, have
Yes.
you read Franco Mabanta's post before about this early survey about who
Yes.
might
The
win?
surveys. The surveys.
Yeah. Grabe yung survey ng presidential, grabe yung post niya na very revealing. Because Cynthia Villar is still there. Chis Escudero is still there. All these trapos that you're dwelling on are still there. Nakakatakot. I mean, how will we, diba? There has to be a campaign against that.
It is scary. It looks scary, no? It looks scary. So again, we go back to why is the Philippines a democratic country and it stays a democratic country? Because when it comes to elections, it's the people who decide.
That's true.
It's not the oligarchs and their money anymore. Because it happened that I know of it, na bahalag 1.5 ang hatag sa pikas, ang 700 ang butaran, kaya ang 700 ang maayong
That's
tao.
true.
Okay? So that's why I said, fix your branding strategy, double your budget, but still you will lose to somebody who will give 3 pesos and a brighter future to the Philippines. Diba? That's what I mean.
True.
Like you don't, diba, it's moot point. When they said it's scary because there are dilawans, there are oligarchs, whatever, okay, it's there, it's present. Lisod man po, diba, we're gonna have an elections as walay kalaban. Where's the fun in that? Diba? But, diba,
No,
they need to be there. That's
you're
what
right,
I
Jam.
said.
Okay. Well, first of all, the reason why ang maugani na very popular si Presidente, because constantly for the last 4 years, there's a reason for people to get together to protect him. Diba?
Exactly.
Diba? Imagine, kasi without conflict kasi, without anybody taking the cudgels of becoming the contrabida, no one will act. We will be nonchalant. We will all of disperse. Diba? Or
the way I see it also, it's not that. The way I see it, I like people, the haters. I like them to exist. You know why? Because they are the prime example of what not to be.
exactly.
That's true.
Just it. I want them to exist because I want them, like when they say that, liligpitin sila and whatever, they're gonna die. No. You need to live. You need to live so people will see that you are not the person to trust. You need to live so that you see that all your plans are gonna go down the drain and you're never gonna come back to office. You need to live.
I don't know if you guys, ikaw, Jam, have you seen this? I actually used this example before as my way to explain what the dynamic is between the TDS and also the opposition, and why this dynamic is working for the president.
Yes.
Have you seen the movie High Fidelity? It's a John Cusack.
What na dayon? Wrong na dayon. What na dayon ko kitaan. Yeah.
Okay. So now,
Ay, Jam, Netflix mo na yan. Ang ganda nun.
No, High Fidelity was
pressure ko, tanawon ko na sa Netflix. Last Netflix, tanawon ko na niya para ma-bright ko.
that the movie came out 2004, I think, or 2005.
John Cusack. Diba?
John Cusack.
Yeah,
Ako nang tanawon. Sige, I'll look for
John
that.
Cusack was in that movie. He plays his role is he plays a record store owner. Okay. And in this story, kasi it's really a rom-com. It's about his relationships. And the last girlfriend he had, they broke up. And there was a point in the movie where he kept on sort of like stalking the girl, the woman.
Oh,
Parang mutawag siya gaulan, unya the girl is with the guy who he would call up, and
so
rotary phone ba
pathetic ka
tuna
na
ba?
me.
Wa pa cellphone. So and then he would call the number of the guy, and then he would just
Yeah.
listen to the guy talk, or and then the ex-girlfriend knows that it's him calling up or pestering them. So the best
Okay.
friend of the girl comes up to him one day and then told him, "You have to stop this, Rob, because before, when you kept on doing this, they weren't a unit. Now that we have somebody in common,
True.
now they're getting closer because of
Yeah.
you."
True. True.
So
True.
that's my
True.
analogy of the why the DDS has become so big, because they have a common enemy,
Actually,
di ba?
that's the thing.
Di
Like
ba?
with the neutrals, because they said that the neutrals are theirs. But no, the
No.
neutrals just don't speak because they don't want to be barraged by stupidity. That was me. I would know. I came from the neutral side of the spectrum.
Right.
I know my kind. I really, honestly, there are so many of us who are the same.
Ikaw yung
Our
ikaw yung
struggles
nasa
are
loob ng kulo eh.
Hindi, tsaka
Nasa
yung
loob
may
ng
iba
kulo.
ako eh. May iba talaga na may sa loob talaga yung kulo. Ako kasi maingay talaga ako. So, I mean, I'm an open book. But what I'm saying is, Ron, ang dami-dami kasi namin, I will say this na marami kasi sa amin na ang problema lang namin ay ang mapakain ng pamilya namin, ang may trabaho kami, may mapakain kami sa mga tao na nagtatrabaho sa amin. Yun ang focus namin. Pero hindi kami bulag sa nangyayari sa Pilipinas. Alam
mm,
namin na ang mga durugista ay nawawala na, kaya si Baraan wala ng tatay, at alam na rin namin na nagbabago na ang ibang Pilipino dahil takot sila kay Duterte.
yun. Correct.
Alam rin namin na ang AFP at ang PNP ay mas gumagaling because they fight like their leader. Because they know that their commander-in-chief is not a coward.
Correct.
They may look at us like we are dogs, like we are underdogs in Southeast Asia, but if our leader fights like a lion, all of us are lions. And that's what I'm saying. Actually, this comes from a post of Crisette. It was perfect. Now, you may think na kami, oh, we're underdogs. Okay, fine, whatsoever, babe. But one of the best armies in Asia belongs to the Philippines.
How
Nobody
can
questions the
91% be
Philippines.
underdogs?
Are you talking about the
Diba? I
Scout
mean,
Rangers? One of the best special
that's what I'm
forces in the.
saying, baka. Sila Manggod, they always say that underdogs, they always step on us, they always, diba, they always
How
say
can
that it's the
91% be
majority.
underdogs?
Dili good. That's what I'm saying. Lagi, take yours. I said this, ha? You should have wanted to be my friend. You should have earned my friendship.
Mhm.
Don't pick a fight with me. You need people like me. And this is true because you know what? I have received so many messages of people. Jam, we're not BDS. We don't speak about politics, but we really see the development. Ganyan, ganyan, ganyan.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell our families to vote whoever you wanna vote. And I'm like, okay, so I'm not really campaigning for anybody, but I get what you mean. Now, you think we don't see it, but that's how good the president is, and that's how good this government has become, is that people will not, they don't need to watch all the big networks anymore because you feel it in
Yeah.
your entire being. That's
Yes.
what
Do
I'm
you miss
saying.
ABS-CBN? You don't.
I don't, dilig man guguga TV. I don't own a TV. I am that, I don't.
Yeah.
I really, wala yun. Yeah, Piolo fan ramod ko. It's just Piolo.
Alam mo,
So,
kayo, Ron, Jam, ang ABS, kulto yan. Kulto. I came from there, it's a cult.
oh really? It is?
It
Well,
is
I
a
know they
cult.
don't
It
like
is a
me because
cult.
I'm not pretty.
You don't know pretty. You don't know
I
pretty.
used to not be, when I auditioned for PBB twice, I really looked like a foot and a half. So, yeah.
Wait,
And
wait,
then
wait,
now
wait.
they were,
When, what year? What year? What year?
when Kim Chu, the PBB teen edition, I auditioned. I really was outside the house, but my parents did not give me
Teen?
DSWD
Teen.
waiver. So, I didn't get in at the time. And then the second time they came to Butuan, I felt like, it was really useless. And then I auditioned. Now I got to the third level. I have the emails to prove it. But of course, I got bashed. And, they were like, oh, you shouldn't be a part of the house. And I'm like, I realized now na I
Huh?
don't need to be in the PBB house when I can be in Malacanang. That's a way better
Exactly.
house.
Hold on, let's say,
Ay, nako.
wait a minute. You actually applied
Audition.
you auditioned for a PBB
I did. I did.
just
20,
recently?
this edition.
Yeah, I did.
That's
I did.
that's
I wanted to post my
Uy, tulog ka na.
audition tapes, but I think it's against, I shouldn't do it because they might sue me. But I did. I passed 3 levels. So I passed 3 different videos. I posted one on Kumu, and then number 2 I sent, because I got into the auditions. They even messaged me twice on Kumu that I got in, so I sent a second video. And then the third video I sent, and then pumutok na tong issue na to. So I got to
Mm.
3 levels. And I figured I just wanted to do it. And my story was just very practical. I said I wanted to get into the house because I wanted to promote, unity amongst all of us. And I got bashed. A celebrity, well, a has-been, said that he will do everything to not make me go inside the house. So I think it worked. And I think
Jam,
Alam mo,
if I may
sorry
comment,
Ron.
yeah,
Okay na dapat, tama lang na hindi ka nagtuloy.
yeah, I was gonna say
I
that,
know.
boy. Alam mo, Jam, I think there's a reason why you.
I know.
Alam mo, mas
I know.
mabuti na lang hindi ka napasok sa PBB kasi first of all, it's a freaking stupid show. Uh,
Yeah.
Look,
Look,
I mean,
Ron, kaya ako doon.
who the fuck wants to listen to what's this guy? Sino ba to? Si Big Brother ba? Parang Big Brother yan, diba? You have like
Yeah.
Si Kuya.
si Kuya ba? Si
No.
Kuya.
Kasi ganito yan eh.
fair naman.
Big Brother is an Endemol franchise. It's not really an original of okay. So yung ano yan eh, dinidikta yung may Bible yan, may Bible yung
Yes,
PPP
may
na.
yes.
The production
I
crew
know.
can follow. Pero they will have to, if they want to change something, i-consult nila si Endemol.
Yeah.
Having said that, to start with, the concept of that show is bull. Why? Ano lang naman yan eh. Pag natapos ang lahat, ito pwede maging artista na ganito sa ganitong soap opera o ganitong teleserye.
That's
It's
true.
a talent show.
Yep.
A talent show. In the likes of Jam Magno, doesn't fit there.
Yeah, that's
Hindi.
you can do so much
Hindi.
better than that, Jam. Oh, hindi mo
May
na
plano yung Diyos. May plano ang Diyos na wala ka doon.
Yeah.
I know talaga. Ang sa akin lang naman kasi, I'm the kind of person naman kasi na I don't like to regret anything. That was it for me.
Right.
Na,
Yeah.
na I auditioned and I posted, ang haba nga ng post ko na I said, I realized that God closed that window, but I did not expect the garage door that can fit 17 canters to open. I did not expect. I did not expect to have a barrage of love and support from real people. Literal.
Ito kapalit.
And para sa akin, and I'm like, oh my God, like, this is what celebrity should be. Like, I know I'm not a celebrity, but is this it? Is this what it means to have all these messages of support and love? All these stories of people na you get to tell, or these stories of success, stories of support.
Look, like what Ron is doing now and what you're doing now, you're both influencers in a more positive way to progress and forward the country leading towards the next administration. Yun eh. Kaya hindi ka pinasok sa bahay.
We're actually, Jam, we're planters. We're planting the seeds.
Yeah.
You know what?
Love.
Honestly, I still
Love
feel
for country.
unworthy,
Diba?
It's just been a month.
Yes, Ron.
It's just been a month of this, Ron. So you've been doing this. I know you are planting this. You've been planting seeds. I have only been in the scene, so-called scene.
Seed business.
Less than a month or a month. And I still feel so unworthy. Like whenever I see Yosek Badoy who is my spirit animal also post about, kibalo ba ka, when she
Si
posted
Lorraine.
about me, I literally almost fainted. I follow her, di ba?
Love ko
I
yun si
follow her.
Lorraine.
Yeah.
So I scroll and I thought it was my post. No, oh, it's me. And then I go, what? Lorraine Badoy? Nagnaog ko sa kaninga staircase, kani. Sa ikaupat nga ang besh, nakagunit yung kilid. As in, hoy, kinuok ko tabang. Tapos as in, anak yun ako reaction. Kana bitong, gipost ko ni Lorraine.
Ako, Lorraine is a half a mile away compared to her half-sister.
Kana bang, gipost ko ni Lorraine Badoy, besh. Anak, unya, kaning i-post ka ni Crisette, i-post ka ni Miss MJ, kato ganing nag-comment lang, nag-comment na, uy, Miss MJ, she looks like you. Unya na siya nga, ay, mag-agree siya ba? Nihilantan ako, besh. Nihilantan
Ako,
ako.
i-follow mo si Gang Badoy sa Twitter, magkabaliktad sila dalawa.
No, actually, to be honest, I actually followed Gang first. Si Gang ako una na ilhan. And then I left Twitter.
Yeah.
I left Twitter man in 2018.
Tagal na.
Murag ni-leave na kog Twitter. Wala na ko ga Twitter, Jod. Wala na ko ga Twitter. Unya, I know of Gang. Kaya naman may common friend before. Pero wala na kay ko nag-ano sa iyang political inclinations. I don't really. But si Yusek Badoy Manggod, ever since she came into the scene, I became more interested in the fight that she was fighting for. You know,
Yeah,
because
of course.
I had an incident manggod with the PCOO. I had a bad incident with the PCOO. So na ano gid ko sa ila, I really felt kanabang murabag dili ko ganahan sa ila gyud. And then when she came into the picture, I was like, "Oh, dang. I like her." Because I'm always so attracted to strong women
Yeah.
who are I get magnetized to that ba? Because para sa ako, that's how I live vicariously through public servants who really make things happen. And she was one of them. And then I follow Franco. And then imagine na good ni nga in the last few months from just liking their posts, from commenting, and then karon i-post na ko, i-publicly defend na ko. Kani kong ingani god nga kanang i-invite na ko o mga talk show nga ingani nga kanang bitaw what?
Na naman, dili.
Ron,
Sabi ko,
kailangan na ng Christmas Eve ito.
Sure mo guys,
Christmas Eve.
Wa mo na nga hubog diha,
Christmas
guys.
Eve.
Ako, Jam.
Honestly, I'm super grateful. I just want to say that you guys though,
Yeah.
like, thank you. Really, please.
No,
don't
we're
understand
great.
this yun.
I will speak in behalf of Ron, also. We're also grateful that you came along
Yeah.
as a fresh
Thank you.
face. Na parang, okay, like I told you before, na okay, tapos ng boxing, yari kayo lahat. Tapos na kayo by 2020.
Hindi pa ako tapos.
You don't need a
Hindi
celebrity.
pa ako tapos. I will
Di ba,
really, I
tapos?
swear. Hindi pa ako
Ako,
tapos.
Jam,
I'm just warming up.
ako, Jam,
warming up.
like you said kanina, in line with how you describe yourself as not being a DDS and just merely somebody who is concerned about the country. Pro-Philippines gid ka, di ba?
I know.
Ako,
Yes,
I see
proud
that in
to be.
you. And I'm hoping kasi that I'm sure the president also agrees. I'm sure he would want that to happen. Kita mo
Yes.
naman sa lahat ng kanyang mga, even sa SONA niya. The first SONA he ever did, what did he say? Gusto niya to uplift the dignity of the Filipino worker, Filipino
Yes.
people.
Yes.
And I think
Which I
it
agree.
starts with
Yes.
you
Yes.
being an activist for the Philippines, not for any
Yes.
particular, diba, party
Color
or
person or yes.
agenda or person. And if more people like you, kaya sabi nga nila, yung old joke na sana maulanan ka ba para mudaghan ka, di ba?
Ayaw lang sa karon ha kay naay COVID o buhunta isud tag facility ani na. Usunon sa natong COVID magpabakuna sa kubesh. Kay magpaulan yung ko dayon, magpaunos yung ko. Muana yung gawas.
The reason why we enjoy you so much, Jam, kay we know that there are a lot of people out there also who, if they could only speak the way you do, or they have the ability
Normal
to sort
raman
of
kayo na,
articulate.
oy.
Di kaya nag-resonate ka sa daghan ka tao ba? Because you
Yes,
speak
that's
for
true.
them. You actually speak for them. Most of them are
I
thinking the
know.
same thing.
I
Like, ikaw, you said kanina, di ba? Sabi mo, you were never like, parang, you don't really put yourself in a box na DDS ako or
no.
anything like that.
No, I
But when
don't.
you heard the opposite side speak, parang you were compelled to actually talk already, to express
Yeah.
yourself, because
Yes.
like most Filipinos, you're getting frustrated by the day, by the minute, every time you hear them
Yes.
speak ill of the president or the
Yes.
country.
Na-trigger si Jam, pare.
Tsaka unang-una,
That's true.
Jam, na-trigger si Jam. And alam mo,
True
marami akong
yan.
nakita,
True yan.
marami akong experience, marami akong nakilala na hindi na nila matiis si Trillanes, for one. Every
Ay,
time he speaks, talagang nanggigigil yung, kahit hindi
no,
sila
to
supporter ni
be
Presidente, ha?
fair,
Kahit di siya,
no, but no, ako kasi, I'm sorry, I never really respected Trillanes to begin with, because the fact that you are a coward and you would stage a coup d'etat against the commander-in-chief, and when we really listen to you, it just goes to show that you were never supposed to be a part of the army. You are a shame to the AFP. They should have never trained you, or they should have hazed you to death. You would have never,
Wala
diba?
yun.
I mean, seriously, you're supposed to be
Spineless
at the
shit yun.
same league. Diba? I mean, you're
Ah,
supposed to be the same league as my uncle. You are supposed to be the same league as the men that I respect. Please. Please lang yun. Please. Like, really, like, if you listen to him, murabag, it's so pathetic. You are a
oh my God.
example.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
you are an
Jam,
example of
panoorin mo
what.
yung panoorin mo yung interview niya with who's that guy, BBC guy, si Ron,
si
who's that
Shakur.
BBC guy? Si
Si,
Shakur.
hmm.
Si Shakur yung interview
In-interview
niya
siya.
sa
Security sa animalon.
Yung
he
sabi
was
niya na,
interviewed by BBC.
I think
Sige, Ron,
this was in 2018. And
2018.
tapos
Okay, okay. I get it now.
meron siyang bold prediction na by the end of the year, babagsak na daw yung ratings ni Presidente Duterte. Yun, si Stephen Sakur.
Well, to
Steven.
be fair,
Hindi lang
did
yun,
not
hindi lang yun.
see that interview.
Hindi lang yun.
I did not see
Sabi
that
niya,
interview because I was pregnant. Ayoko mabobo yung anak ko. So, I'm
oh,
glad I
Jam, ito, teaser. Sabi ni Sakur, are you a Republican or are you a Democrat? Sabi ni Trillanes, no, I'm nationalista pa. Nationalista.
Ano daw? Muna
Nasaan
kang tubag.
Nationalista party daw siya. Yun ang sagot niya, promise.
Ayaw na ko ninyo patanawaging ana nga interview ba? Kani ko gusto mabulok. Sa mukha, biya.
Kanina lang, Jam.
Maaaliw ka, matatawa ka.
Jam, kanina lang if you come back Wednesday, let's do a whole Trillanes review. Katong mga videos na hindi pa rin
Ayaw na,
nakita.
please.
Game ako. Game
I'm
ako.
not coming back.
Game
I
ako,
don't
Ron.
want to be dumber. I need to be smarter. If I want them all to be pulverized by Christmas, I need to be completely devoid of Trillanes in my system. Please.
Yeah, but that's exactly the problem. The people who speak for them from the opposite side are these characters who are not exactly likable. If you notice, if you put them
sila,
together,
no? I see it now. I really see it now. I'm sorry.
a pattern.
I was not aware of this, Ron. And I have to be honest with you, boy, ha? Kanabang, I am this, I'm this focused on living. I'm this focused on being, good for my son and good for myself and earning, that I never, not once has it crossed my mind to allow any of this stupidity, any of this negativity, any of this false information. Because number one, I know what it's like to live a real life. I know what it's like to support my own LGU because I'm proud of where I'm from. We have a really effective LGU here in Butuan City, and I'm proud of that. And
Hindi pa ako nakakapunta dyan sa inyo.
1 hour and 30 minutes lang ang plane ride, Pagpal at saka Cebu Pacific. Laban na.
Tara, Ron.
But,
Tara.
But at the same time kasi, that's what
Magpa-swab
I
test ka
also
muna.
say, na our mayor kasi, he experiences the same type of hate. Not naman in that level, but he did because his methods are different. His methods are not trapo. Because our mayor, our current mayor, Manggod, he is an engineer by profession. He is a
Mm.
businessman. He is
Mm.
not a traditional politician. He is not from a political family. And he only decided to become mayor because he was insulted by somebody who was a former mayor. So it was really that simple. He was, kada bang, in Bisaya, natandog ang garbo. You know that?
Ito
That's how we
gagarbo.
are, di ba? That's how we
Grabe
are
ka na
as
lang.
Bisayas.
Laluma
So
na, uy.
that's his story. So that's his story. So
Yeah.
I want you guys, if you get the chance to, not from me, not coming from me, because it's gonna sound biased, but if you really learn about our mayor, his name is Engineer Ronnie Vicente. Vicente Ronnie Lagnada. Ronnie Vic Lagnada. So that's his name. Please search for him, learn about him, and see what he's done for Butuan City. I will not speak for the other mayors because I have not been as supportive kasi of Butuan. Again, nagdungan lang gid sila ni PRRD. That's just what happened to me there, okay? So
Mm.
PRRD became president, he became mayor, and because he's such a good family friend of mine, so medyo na ano ko ba na push ko into understanding politics
Yeah.
because 'di ba? I mean that's for me lang Manggod because my Tito Rovic was our family friend before he became mayor. So I felt na okay, I need to support him. And then I saw his methods and I understood it. I understood what it means and how hard it is to be a public servant and how hard
Yeah.
it is, and that's why we need to all agree. So dito gid ako nakita gyud nga si Tito Ronnie Vic nako as mayor diri sa Butuan, he needed the help. And he needed us to kanabang pull together. Kay siya ha, he's not mura siya si PRRD. Kanabang dili na lang bitaw motubag. Kanang mag-focus na lang siya, di na siya motubag sa critics, like motubag siya once in a while, na inon na siya nga, oy, nag-react. Kanang, the same way, the same thing that they do.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
para sa ako, I really saw the progress of Butuan City. I believe that it's not perfect, nothing is, but I also acknowledge that it's not just the mayor. It's not. The same way that it's not just the president. It's every single person in government and us included. So I think that's what we also need to teach the Philippines gyud in general ba nga. Dili ra gyud ni president,
Yeah.
dili ra ni mayor, dili ra ni congressman, dili ra ni governor. No. Dili gyud. It's us. It's the unity of who we are as Filipinos. Kay,
Right.
'di ba? Di mo na
That's
siya.
true.
Let's just all unite. And if nay dili gyud ganahan mo ni unite, di hala. Bisag di kanang go. Sige lang.
I had this idea before when I think on my first year in government, katong nagatabang na ko dito sa gobyerno, Jam,
Yes.
that
Yes.
we need to reach tinatawag nila na na parang what's the word for this, boy? Yung you reach a certain point where there's no turning back, and
Yes.
Like
Yes.
your
a
threshold.
threshold, sort of a threshold. Tapos there's a word, there's a
Yes.
term that I used before that escapes me right at this moment in time because of the long hours driving in the streets of Metro Manila today. Uh, critical mass. You know,
Yeah.
it takes you want to reach critical mass when it comes to people who support reforms, who support
Yes.
change, and people like Jam definitely is a big help. Okay, it takes just one person to inspire another. Like I said, we are all planters. We are farmers here. We're planting the
Yeah.
seed of change, and it's not going to end after the term of President Duterte. This is just the opening that we needed after decades of inept of
Yes.
of inept politicians, of
30
corrupt
years yun, bro.
politicians, 30
30
years of
years.
corruption in ano talaga, di ba? Na talagang people have become desperate. That's why people like Jam have become such a a good example of And you've become a source of inspiration for a lot of people out there, especially the ones who are viewing
I
us.
hope so.
Kasi,
I hope so.
kasi you speak the truth. Yun ang truth eh. Even if you know Banat Bay, the blogger, si Byron
Yeah,
Cristobal,
yeah.
he's also like,
I don't.
he's the manager of Mocha Uson. In the Mocha Uson blog, he's the one handling that as well. He's a
Okay.
big fan of
I know
yours.
Mocha. Yeah. Oh really?
Si, si Byron likes you. Sabi, actually, I know, maybe
Wow.
one of the messages here actually says hi to you. And, people have been, si
Thank you.
Banat
I
Bay.
don't know. Sorry, that's the thing. I don't mean to be rude. I don't know a lot of people, and now a lot of people know me. But I really
But that's a good thing.
Kasalanan mo yan eh.
That's a good thing.
Ano?
You're
Kasalanan mo dyan, nag-TikTok ka.
pa-TikTok ka pang nalalaman kasi. Ngayon, bigla na lang.
Nag-TikTok kayo ngayon.
Nabigyan
Kasalanan ko
pa.
Kasalanan mo yan.
Ito talaga magiging end ng show na to. I-blame nyo na naman ako. Ako na naman may kasalanan talaga.
Nabigyan mo pa kami ng trabaho. Biglang na preso. Hanapan ka ng paraan na ma-meet mo, ma-met mo si
Mamet mo, besh.
si PRRD. Tapos magbudots-budots kayong dalawa. 'Di ba?
That's
So,
Si Bong Revilla yun.
Oh my God, wag nyo na. Please,
Alam mo,
I don't
boy.
wanna sleep tonight na nandyan siya sa utak ko. Please, erase.
boy,
Erase.
yung budots-budots na ginawa ni Revilla, ni Bong Revilla. Lahat kasi ng mga politicians ngayon, alam mo ang ginagawa nila, yung template ni President Duterte. Totoo, authentic character, and everybody's trying that
Amen.
approach. You see it in Vico, you see it in Isko, but although I must say they're their own person, but even si Isko was he wasn't shy in telling everybody that, you know what, I'm not, hindi ako nahiya that I'm emulating President Duterte because I appreciate the work he's done, and that's how I want to be as a leader. So, yan yung template ngayon for 2022. Alam mo ito kasi alam niya si President Duterte had a budots video, although that was non-political naman. Ito
Yes.
si Bong Revilla was astute
Wala man
enough.
siya rights magbudot. So, Tagalog man siya. Di man siya pwede magbudot. Bisaya. Buang.
Kana ang nangopya. 'Di ba? Kana ang nangopya kang presidente.
Excuse
Unya,
me,
it worked
please.
for him.
Budots is Bisaya. Budots is our music. Please, don't make it your music. It's our music. It's our bailihan. It's ours. My God, it's our baili disco. Okay, so don't even go there.
Right. Anyway, so before we end the program, kay si Jam kanina
Nagawa naman din ka oras, oy. Ginoo ko.
sakit ng ulo ni, 'di ba? Si Jam on my way here was getting woozy, 'di ba? Sakit imong ulo, you wanted
Nawala
to
akong sakit sa ulo.
rest.
Nihimo nagsakit sa lawas, besh. Kaya panuhot na ko.
You know why? Kay dili nimo punggan imong sarili. If you can't speak, masakit ang imong ulo. So it's perfect that you have something like this, no, as your
No,
way
and
to.
because I honor ako Ron, I really was looking forward to this. Honestly, I was really looking forward to this because every chance to be heard, every chance to be invited is an invitation that I really, find very important. So, ganina gyud nagsakit na gyud akong ulo. Unya, grabe na gyud ning ko. Pairisay na gyud ko sa akong makeup gyud. I swear na lagi ko nga dili na lang ko kanang di ba ni message na ba ako? I'm just gonna go like sorry, like let's just talk again. Okay, gikan pud mi, di ba? So that's when I realized pod na there really is a reason for everything. Kay wala pud na ako nahungaw akong kalagot pamanggod ganina kang baraan.
Yara lang.
Wala, di ba? Instead of spewing hate at him, I want to be able to do this because I want to educate more people. I want more people to see this live chat who have never heard of me before, and I want them to hear what I have to say, and maybe they relate, and maybe we get more people to change this country in 2022. Like what Buboy said.
Well said.
Umana ang away, di ba, boy? We won. We got it in the bag.
Yeah.
So all
course,
we have
of
to do is propagate. All we have to do is make sure they are on our side, they are on the right side, and we continue with the Filipino dream. That's it. That's just that's what we do. And again, thank you, gyud kaayo. I swear. Nakainom nito kog beer. Nakainom
Hello.
nito kog beer.
Thank you, Ron. Buti nakahabol nga ako. Diyos ko.
Naka-read horse good ka.
Nagbihis-
Oh, nag-read
Naka-read
horse.
Nagbihis pa ako.
Read
Nag-read
horse.
Naka-read horse pa. Nagbihis pa ako.
Pero alam mo, Jam,
Sus, ako
one
gani
thing,
nga, nagpajama ako, nananghid ko ni Ron, inko Ron, nagpajama na lang ko Ron ha, kaya di ko pwede mag-duster ko.
my God,
Diba?
what yellow brief diri. Nag
No! Kaya mga mental pictures ba, ma-stress ko, di sa ko matulog, uy, my God, hindi na taon-taon.
Uy! Ron, speaking of pictures, screen grab nga ito. Mag-screen grab tayo para may posterity
Ah,
sake.
sige.
Sure.
Asa mo
Ay, ikaw na kumuha, Ron.
Uy, wala akong naka-laptop ako. Ikaw mag-screenshot.
Si Jam na lang kaya.
Samok ani nilang duha ko, sige, one.
No, sige, ikaw.
Okay, game.
1, 2, 3, smile. Agoy otro. Tuan na, naba.
Na.
Gwapa ko. Okay na, bahala
Gwapa,
na mo
gwapa.
duha diha, basta ako gwapa ko. Bahala mo diha.
Okay, one more.
Pero Jam, you know what? I think we should do this more often kay kabalo ka with you represent the Visayas or the Bisaya. You know, it's people find it interesting. Some are actually commenting na hindi ko masyado maintindihan yung sinasabi nyo, but I'm enjoying it, diba? Because there's always been this notion, and part of the problem, diba, that is being represented by the opposition is that they look down on the Visayan
Yes.
people.
Yes.
But the truth is, it's a very beautiful language.
It is.
Yeah.
I think there's nothing funnier than a Bisaya joke. If people only knew how to understand Bisaya, it's the funniest thing, right?
Amen. I
Diba?
agree.
And yung sense of
Ron, Jam, isang
Well,
isang screen grab.
again,
isang screen
otro
grab.
screen grab, asa mo ko?
One more. Teka lang ha.
Sige.
One more. Hold on. Okay. Wow. Wait.
Kadugay.
Samok ani niya, uy.
Hey, sus. Dugay with that. Safe. Okay. One.
Natuwa.
Oh, okay.
Okay, one. Okay, good. Una ka mag-screen grab, Ron?
Naka-laptop nga ako eh. Hindi ko alam.
Ano laptop mo?
Inyong duha. Unsa
Mac?
ani dili ta mangundang ani, di ta
Oh, Mac.
mangundang ani, magsige lang tag screen
Mac?
grab.
Ano nga screen grab?
Shift Apple 3, if I'm not right. Shift Apple 3, yes.
Magsige ako,
Shift
gana,
command
sige ko.
3.
Shift Command 3, I think.
Sige nga. Meron
One more.
yan.
One more.
Ready? Nice.
Send mo sa akin.
Grabe. Kuya, ganing mga post ni Jam, oh. Panguts.
Doy,
Naman.
gipractice na doy.
Murag model ba?
Tagay na lang ko ninyo anang nga chance ba kani biya nga mama o panagsarap ya maka-post kamo ba?
Ron, bumili na tayo ng pampaganda ng kutis kay Jam kasi ako madalas ako maarawan.
Bala sa inyo.
Jam, ito
Madalas ako maarawan.
invite na kita kasi alam ko marami mag-invite sa'yo. If you're not doing anything, what day would you prefer to come on Istoryang Futbolero, Monday or Wednesday?
That's a very good question. Again, my schedules it's not the same. Like, you just let me know na lang and then we'll just
We'll just roll with it.
Yeah, I don't wanna promise. It's the same with Pugad bloggers. Like, I want people to look for me. So I want them to not know when I'm on.
Magaling.
So I
Savvy.
want them to yeah.
Kanya,
So,
Bisaya.
Ngayon nga, Jam pa lang.
let's just see how it goes, and then let's just always surprise them, and then
Sure. No,
Yeah.
because I'm just what's this? I'm just doing what George Book was telling me earlier when we spoke to each other. Sabi niya, you
Yeah.
should get Jam on board. Whatever it is that you guys are doing, get her to do stuff for this
Um,
cause, or whatever it is. Diba?
As of right now, Gyud, because I'm such an old lady in real life, sa tinuod lang.
O, sa'yo matulog.
7 p.m, I'm already really tired. Honestly, good guys, I'm really already super tired. So, again, I will see what I can do. Dili ni nga nagpapresyo ko ha. I am not what I used to be in 2016. I think, a cesarean section does that to you. So, I will really try my best. For as long as you don't make me wear yellow, I think we're good. And
Yeah.
I can join you. What I can say though, but before the year ends, I can join you one more time. I think. Like let's
Cool.
just surprise people and
Sounds
kita
good.
na tayo magsabot.
I-accept mo na yung friend request ko.
Hindi kasi ako nag-accept ng friend request. Chikahin mo na ako sa Messenger. Go. Kasi
Go.
oo. Kasi no, naka-ban ako. Did you know that? I'm banned.
Yeah.
I'm
Oo
banned
nga.
Yun,
That's true.
I'm banned in my
30 days?
Yes, 30 days. But the page is still on, kaya medyo feisty pa rin ako. But yeah, let's just chat. Or like we can do a group chat because now I'm a part of so many group chats, nakakatawa. And I now feel
It
less
happens to you.
lonely.
Eh,
I
wala
feel
eh.
less
Tumiktok ka
lonely
eh.
now, but
Pag tumiktok,
inuulit-ulit mo
ganun
talaga,
talaga.
naiinis ako eh. Kasalanan ko pa pala talaga ang lahat eh.
Kasalanan mo, tumiktok eh.
Times na.
Sige
Times
na,
na.
for you, sasayaw ako bukas. Ayoko na magsalita. Sasayaw lang ako bukas. Sige. Try ko yan.
Kajot, kay na ay.
Sabi,
Oh,
sabi nga ng anak ko, TikTok is rubbish. Gumaganoon ba naman sa akin?
times na. Oh, si Jim Paredes, oh.
Uy, may ipis? May ipis?
Oh, patay lagi.
Kabisi ba ninyong duha? Uy, nangaunsa di imo dia. Uy, naunsa mo.
Flying ipis yun.
The best kid ka, Jam.
Fun ka ayo mo. Grabe mo ka fun. Nawala akong stress.
Tingnan yun din sa programa sa Istoryang Futbolero. So,
Yeah.
Jam, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Ha? I know
Of course. Thank you.
Your your generosity and your spirit.
Of course.
Talagang,
My pleasure.
it resonated well on the program, especially with all your viewers coming onto the program. So thank you so much
Wow,
for
Nandi, I'll check it out
diba?
later.
Yung mga fans din.
Ron,
And
salamat din sa pahabol ko ha. Tinanggap mo ko sa
naman.
broadcast.
Inaantay ka niya, Miss Jam, ni Buboy na to join Istoryang Futbolero.
Actually, nakakatawa.
Yes.
Nag-message ako sa kanya. Sabi ko, Ron, pag-guest mo si Jam, without even seeing this ha, sabi ko, pag nag-guest si Jam, isama mo ko. Biglang nag-message sa akin, oh, I'm live now. Oh, okay. Mag-bihis lang ako ha. Mag-aayos lang ako ng konti at iinom.
Tapos bago natin i-end yung program.
Thank you, really. Thank you for letting me do this. Thank you.
Of course.
We will
Anytime.
tayo
Always
by the end,
welcome.
before the
Oh,
end of
sure,
the year.
yes.
Tapos,
Yes. Sabi ko kay Ron, sana may Christmas Eve ng lahat eh.
Sige, let's
mag-roll call
Diba?
muna. Thank you to
Sa
Zephanie.
butuan, diba?
Pwede. Zephaniah, si RZL, Francie, JV. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Sabi ni JV, actually.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Thank you.
Salamat Ron, salamat. Jam, salamat.
Sabi ni, ano sabi mo, Boy?
Salamat sa inyong dalawa.
Sure.
Of course.
Sabi ni Mark Gailey, I love you po, Ate Jam. Si Naj, thank you for joining us. Yenbo, James, Jan,
Thank
si
you.
Lauren Chua, who's a regular of Istoryang Futbolero, especially on a Friday because we have Orion Perez Dumdum, who's the founder of Correct Movement, who's been, convincing Jam to become one of the,
Let's pray for that.
advocates for that.
2021.
Jam,
Yeah.
dali lang man ang constitutional reform. there are two things that you need to do to change the country: change the system and change the people.
Agree.
Those two
Correct.
go hand in hand. And if you want to change the
Um,
system, you have to start with the constitution,
yes,
which
I
is,
agree.
diba?
Pero
Yan
I'm
na.
still just no, but I'm still trying to change the people though. That's I think what I'm doing now.
Great, that's
That
good too because
I know my place and I know my limits. So let me just I told them that I spoke to somebody about this and I said na let me just do my thing first. Let
yes,
me successfully penetrate Filipino hearts first. Let me be a part of their lives. Let them resonate with me as a person before I need, diba, I need to gain their trust in order for me to see how important it is that my voice actually is. So let
right.
me just do that first and then I will, diba, let's see talaga. I need to be convinced also. So let's see where this goes.
Si ano rin si
So yeah.
Francis Manalo, JP Mortel Fahura, they're all watching as well. Si Dolly
Yeah.
Magdoza, Joseph Nonoy, um, si Reba, Maria, Jeremias,
That's a lot of
Mike,
people. Oh my gosh.
yes, Isabelo, Victor, Marlon, Romel, Aldin, E. Lucas,
Wow.
dami, Alfilda, sobrang dami ng messages. Si
Thank
Eric,
you. Thank you. I want to read
thank
that
you.
when this is over.
Yes, and you can catch the replay. You can share
Yeah.
this
Yes, I
vlog.
did. I already did. Yeah.
We already did, but the ones who are watching now, you can also share it yourselves para medyo kumalat
Yes, yes,
ating
please, please share it. Yeah.
yung sa Bisaya pa happy happy
Happy,
with
happy.
with Miss Jam Magno. This
Yeah.
is Ron Poblete for Istoryang Futbolero. Jam, final words.
Always remember to be kind to yourself and one another. Block the negativity and the ugly people, and always remember to just put love, most especially in the Philippines. Good
Yeah,
night.
good job, good job. Don't forget the basic reminders of the government. Bida
Yep.
may disiplina, bawal ang walang mask,
True.
isanitize ang kamay, iwas hawak sa mga kung ano-ano, distansya na
Mm-hmm.
1 metro, at alamin ang totoong impormasyon. Jam, you can be an advocate for the Bida solution, especially
Message
the
me
part
about it,
where,
and we'll see. Yeah.
especially the
Okay.
part where alamin ang totoong impormasyon, bawal ang fake news, 'di ba? Make sure
True.
to share the right information. So, Jam, good
Yes.
night.
Good
And
night. Thank you, Ron.
and that
Bye.
ends the show. Bye.